Alright, what's up, Landy boy?
What's up, Tommy boy?
Oh, nothing, just
How are you
recording
doing today?
episode 3 of the podcast. I'm doing fantastic, Landon. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as well. We've made it to the third episode somehow.
Yeah, insane, insane. It's pretty easy, though. We literally just sit down and talk. I mean,
Yeah, it's can't be
it's
that difficult.
really can't, especially when you're as entertaining and full of ideas as we are.
As full of ideas as you, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm just here.
Oh, no, don't put yourself down, Landy boy. You're pretty creative. You definitely have your moments.
I can.
hmm So,
So I
you
guess
mentioned
I guess
before the show you had some funny ideas. Do you just want to crack one off right now?
yeah. I'll start off. It's that time of year. So it's a Wednesday in December, which is typically when Spotify Wrapped comes out. So and
I think this one.
every single white boy and little white girl, by that I mean like, the 20-year-olds, all that,
Yeah.
posting their Spotify Wrapped online on their stories. And I just want to get this out of the way. Some of y'all have some awful Spotify Wrapped, okay? Like I'm talking, I hate the term NPC, but some of y'all have an NPC music taste. Like I'm genuinely disgusted at some of the artists that have made your top five. Just to the public in general. Sabrina
hmm
Carpenter, industry plant.
Yeah.
Kid Leroy, industry plant.
Yeah.
One Direction could not be anything closer to an industry plant. They are the definition of industry plant.
I didn't
Taylor
know they still
Swift,
existed.
industry plant.
The biggest.
Yeah, so my Spotify Wrapped, just before any of y'all start asking, Avenged Sevenfold is number one. We got Dua Lipa. I'm a straight white man, but I listen to Dua Lipa. Volbeat, Metallica, Rehab. Clown me all you want. At least I'm not listening to music that is manufactured for radio. I just wanted to get that rant out of the way.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get a Spotify rap this year. I guess I didn't use Spotify enough. Makes sense.
have you
I
have you
prefer
have
YouTube.
you have you opened the app at all today?
Yeah, I've opened it like 3 times.
I remember YouTube one year, whenever before I had Spotify, I gave like a YouTube music wrapped or rewind. I don't remember
Yeah, I got one of
where to
those.
find it.
I got one of those, but I'm not a retard, so I didn't post it or take screenshots of it.
Yeah. I sent one screenshot of mine to my like group chat of friends back in Kentucky, and that's about the only people have seen it. I showed my sister too, but I don't think she cared.
I could tell you my top 5 artists and songs of the year right now, though. It's so easy. I listen to a lot of the same music. All
All
right,
right, let's hear them.
Number one, Future. Number two, Since '99. Number three, Babytron. Number four, BLP Kosher. And number five, Big X the Plug. All right, top five
Okay.
songs. I really like thought it was a drop by Future. I play it every single day as the first song I play driving home from work. I have a speaker that I put just on my passenger seat because I mean my car stereo does work, but because I have a base model, I don't have an aux port, so I don't have any way to connect to my sound system. And I don't want to pay to upgrade, so I just have a speaker. I play Thought It Was a Drought every single day. Number one song. Number two song
Uh,
would have to be, I mean, absolutely have to be Death Note by Since '99. All right,
right.
it's so good. He says I can do anything that I believe off that apple fritter. Talking about like, the weed strain. Not that you know about that, but man,
No, I do not.
I love apple fritter. It's an incredible strain. It tastes like what it's named after. It's just an iconic bar. Number three, Stutter Flow by Babytron. It's just fire. Number four would have to be Selling Dope by Stitches. Alright. Shit just goes hard. And number five, bro, Skidoo by BLP Kosher, bro. Just incredible song.
Right. Like I'm genuinely surprised that Mac Miller The Spins by Mac Miller did not make my top five, considering that's like anytime I'm turning Spotify on, that is the first song I'm playing. Like I'll take my playlist, I'll put it on random, but like okay, I gotta listen to Spins first. It doesn't matter like what I'm doing. If I'm doing schoolwork, if I'm playing games, just want music in the background. I'm always listening to that first. It's banger,
All right, if
such a
you like
banger.
that, check out Frick Park Market and oh shit, fuck, I just thought of two of them and then I said one, forgot the other. I'll think of it later. Listen to Frick Park Market though. That is a fantastic song. It's pretty similar.
Now, what's crazy is only one song from any of my top five artists was by one of those top five artists that makes sense. So my top five songs it has is a Psychosocial by Slipknot, not surprising. I
Classic.
love that. Shepherd of Fire by Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know how that's the number one Sevenfold song. I listen to Afterlife a lot more. It seems like Cosmic from the new album. Seems like I've heard that a lot more. Backcountry, Unholy Confessions, like a lot of those should have been up there, but is what it is. Cowboy by Kid Rock.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. Roboto by Styx. I have no clue how that snuck its way on there. I did not listen to that song that much. If any Styx song were to make it, I figured it'd be Come Sail Away. And then number five is Holding On to Us by Leslie Odom Jr., who, the best of my knowledge, was in Hamilton originally. Then he just kind of like left that. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make music on my own now. And that's like the one song by him I've ever heard.
Hmm.
Don't know how I found it, but it is a banger. Such a banger. I don't really listen to a lot of love songs or anything like that. But that's one of the very few that I'll get into.
All right, the other Mac Miller song I was thinking of, Senior Skip Day. Absolute banger. I know you'll like that one.
All right, all right. Like I'd never even heard spins until I was hanging out with a few friends from work, like outside of work, obviously. And that song just came on, like everybody getting into it. It's my first time ever hearing it, but such a good song, such a good song. I loved it.
Yo, I want to shout out a very, very underrated song. Alright, it's on YouTube. It's got 206 views. I'm probably 100 of those. It's called White Bitch by Lil Trap with the Strap. It's a banger. It's honestly like a 10 out of 10 song, and I can't believe I'm like one of maybe 30 people that's actually watched it. I need more people to
Uh,
go and
well,
watch that.
while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out a band. They've actually jumped up in listeners since I last checked. They were last I checked under 5,000. Now they're at 6080, so 6,080 monthly listeners. LA Symphony, a rap group. They've got so many like under the radar songs. I'm pretty sure I showed you a couple of them talking about like wrestling, walkout music ideas. Did you ever end up listening to those?
Yeah, I listened to everything you sent me.
Yeah, yeah. So this LA Symphony so good. Like the artist on Spotify is gonna be like a certified classic, but they don't even have a description or a biography connected to it. It just says
Mm-hmm.
they're listeners and it has their picture. That's how you know they're gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I just magically discovered them one day scrolling through a YouTube playlist somebody had made, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of them. I wonder if they're any good. The song King Kong, that's their most popular. And I'm like, okay, they're kind of hard. I like that. Just kind of went on from there.
Yeah, that's how I find all my music. I just scroll through like the music section of YouTube and I just see something with like 20 views on it. I'm like, oh, I bet that's fire. Let me listen to it. And it usually is. I'll just put it in my
Like
playlist.
occasionally Spotify, I will listen to the Spotify generated playlist of like mixes stuff that they recommend along with stuff you like. Let's turn one of them. That's how I found this band Royal Republic. They're like this Swedish, I want to say, rock band. They're really really underrated. I've like really fell in love with them this year. I've really discovered like a lot of artists. I don't know like if you ever use the playlist on there, but
I really don't. I'm more of a YouTube guy.
let me tell you, Saturday Night Live has introduced me to some artists in the past. It's like I never would have thought about listening to. You're gonna clown me for this most likely, Tom, but Chappell Roan low key has some bangers. I was sleeping on her. I was sleeping
Never
on a
heard of them.
Chaperone. You know Pink? You ever heard Pink Pony Club?
No.
Bro, I don't care like what the core message of that song is or what it's about or if it's it has drag queens in the music video. That's such a banger, bro. Like I'ma keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. Such a banger, bro. Such a good song. She played that song on SNL about a month or two ago, and I was like, oh, okay, she's actually making some fire. I
You know,
respect that.
I watched something similar to SNL as a kid. It was the Eric Andre show, and see, I didn't know that Eric Andre was like a comedy show because I was so young at that point.
Uh,
My dad watched a lot of like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that, and I didn't know that Eric Andre was any different because he'd always have like famous people on, and and stuff would always like go wrong on his show, and I just thought it was real, and I was like, why did they put this on TV? This guy's insane. And now I watch it, like it's one of my favorite shows now. But I can't believe I thought that was like a serious thing as a kid.
you thought it was a serious show.
I mean, I was too young to grasp the concept of like pretending to be something and then making it funny. I was like, yeah, it's just one of those other like late night news talk guys. But like his
Fair.
desk would always fall apart and people would assault him and stuff. And I was like, what is wrong with this show?
Speaking of TV, in the time since we've recorded episode 2 to now, I have completely binged. It's a mini series, only 7 episodes, but I've watched The Queen's Gambit for the first time. You ever heard of that?
No.
This Netflix, this Netflix show about some girl that's like it's based on a book. It's like this kid lives in Kentucky, and it's like this 9-year-old girl who's an orphan who gets really good at chess.
Diddy chess?
No, like just serious chess, and she like ends up. I don't want to spoil nothing for those who haven't watched it, but she becomes really
Spoil
good at chess.
it. Spoil it.
Got a Anya Taylor Joy in her, Anya Taylor, however you say it, but I never realized how fine that woman is. I never realized how fine Anya Taylor Joy is, but she is. Dime. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not. I really don't watch a lot of movies.
She was in one of the Mad Max movies, I'm pretty sure.
I've only seen uh, the what was it, Fury Road from 2014 or 15, whenever that came out.
Yeah, Google is saying she was in Furiosa, the new one.
I don't plan to watch that.
That's I do not plan on watching it either. I don't blame you. She was apparently in the Mario movie.
No,
I'm coming to find out.
I don't
The
plan to watch that either.
Playmobil movie? The Playmobil movie. That's a hood classic.
Mm-hmm.
Unforgettable. Uh, 10 out of 10. Daniel Radcliffe is in that. Adam Lambert. No way. Tito Ortiz is in a kids animated movie about toys.
I don't know who
Oh,
any of these
Tito
people are.
Ortiz is.
Nope.
You've never heard of Tito Ortiz?
Nope.
It was a UFC legend.
I don't watch UFC.
I I'm gonna gatekeep the name of the site I use because I don't want it to get taken down. But I pirate every single UFC fight there is. There's one coming up this Saturday. The way that works, you got to get ESPN Plus. You got to pay that subscription to even access UFC. And then on top of that, every single time they run a show, which is like 13 or 14 pay-per-views a year, you got to pay $80 to access it.
Hmm.
So I prefer to go with the method of pirating it through an online site. And it usually like I might be on like a 30-second delay, but I'm like, as long as I don't have to pay $80, I'm fine pirating it. I'll just go along with it.
Oh my
Again, like
god.
I found a new method of watching sports now too that is not delayed and it's completely free, no ads. And I'm not gonna reveal the name of it, but if anybody wants to know, um, I'm sure you can find it somewhere online. But it has like tons of like TV channels and stuff on there too. You can just watch without having to pay for it. I might have to slide you that link, Thomas, in case you're ever wanting to watch some TV for free.
I'm very interested, but for legal reasons, don't send me any links. Wink, wink, nudge,
I
nudge.
I
Tell me in
hey,
Minecraft.
it
Put it
it
on a sign in Minecraft.
it this Minecraft website may or may not have 118 Minecraft TV channels.
Yeah, yeah.
You may or may not be able to watch TV shows from a New York station or from the officially licensed History Channel or uh I'm looking at it right now.
I'm looking at a CIA document that I forgot I had saved, and man, I love declassified CIA documents so much. They're so much fun to read.
You ever seen like the Nixon documents?
Yeah, I've seen fair bit of stuff about them.
And I've watched not watched, I read a whole book in I won't say my freshman year where it's just like it's about the Nixon scandal and all that and like some of the code names they were using for those people were crazy. They use some out of pocket code names. I'm not gonna repeat them on here. I'm kind of like you know the jolly good PG one here. But
I
it shares the name. I'll
I
say
gotta
one of the
look this
code
up
names.
and remind my. Whoa!
Who?
Oh. Yeah,
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 shares
that's
the
what
name
it was.
with a cupcake song.
Yeah, I had to remind myself of that one. Man. Oh man, that's a
Yeah, and it
name.
was, and you could
Just look up
listen. So
Watergate code name, you'll see it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so this book that I checked out from the public high school, or I guess technically junior high at that time, a library had that code name plastered in it no less than 30 times. I'm reading through and I'm thinking like, this isn't like there's bad kids at this school. They're gonna be like reading this book, going home and asking their parents, what does this mean?
uh,
Like, oh man, that never forget that was a good one.
mhm,
Same class where I had the teacher who was a LeBron James super fan.
mm.
It was a fun class. You graduated what year you said? 2020 was when you were supposed to
uh,
graduate.
yeah, I think my last day of high school was like the first week of December in 2019.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like coronavirus kind of ended my freshman year. It was
Yep.
like I think my last day that year was like March 12th or 13th, and they would be posting work onto our Google Classroom and stuff. I don't know if you ever used that very much. Did you?
Yeah, we use that. When did you go
I didn't
back to
know.
school?
Well, not until the next year. I didn't go back until late 2020, and then even then, everybody had to wear masks. They were like posting work, and teachers would like post Google Meets and stuff. Nobody really went to them. It was more like
Bro,
just optional stuff to finish your grades, not required necessarily.
bro, they didn't open my school back up till 2022.
Really.
Yeah, it was like January 2022 that everyone come back. And even then, it was only part time. It was like they do like a week in, a week out. And it wasn't until like fall 2022, like the next school year, they started doing full time.
Like I would do anything to go back and just relive a couple weeks of 2020, like pandemic era. Like, I
Hmm.
hate the person who I was. I was a very, very I hate, kind of cringe. I guess the best way to put it. Again, another word I hate, but best word to describe it with, kind of person back then. But and those times were awesome. I was staying up till like 5 or 6 every morning on PlayStation parties and stuff. Got no sleep. My diet sucked back then, but it was well worth it. Well
If
worth it.
if
Great
I
time.
had my bank account now back then, I'd be a completely different
Ooh.
person.
Bro, it's around that time I played like a lot of NBA 2K, like more than I play it now. I would have been broke if I had my money now back then.
Uh,
I would have been spending so
yeah,
much money on virtual card packs and stuff.
trying to buy as many
I believe
black
that's
men as
where
you can.
uh different sport NFL, but you remember Colin Kaepernick, the guy that got like real famous. He wasn't
Yeah,
even a good quarterback. He wasn't even a good football player in general. He just got famous
yeah,
for
he was
taking a
real.
knee.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that this could be a made up, quote, but I'm pretty sure that he'd been referring to the NFL as slavery, even though it was his choice to play football, pursue that as a career.
I mean, bunch of rich white
And
guys paying a bunch of black guys to do what they want for a
except
couple of years and then passing them off.
except
There's some
slavery,
similarities.
except slavery wasn't paid.
Yeah, slaves didn't bash their heads against each other and get concussions and break each other's arms and shit.
And donate their brains to science at the age of 33, mysteriously
Yeah,
before dying.
slaves didn't just one day snap and start beating their wife and kids.
Did Family Guy make a joke about that? Like former NFL players saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna, pew pew myself here so my brain can go to science."
Yeah, there's almost certainly a bit like that. I remember a few scenes of it.
That was that's like one of the. Do you ever see or about Chris with the NFL experience?
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one?
Nope.
It's like they're at like a carnival or something. It's like a tent setup called the NFL experience. Chris goes in. They throw a jersey on him. He signs a contract. Somebody comes in, breaks his kneecaps. Basically, it's a black chick comes in and says, "You was gonna buy me a house," and then they like destroy his contract. So like, oh, he's never gonna play again. Very very rough way of describing it, but that's basically what happened.
That sounds about right for a Family Guy
Family Guy.
episode.
Some of those cutaways are little strange, but that's like it's one of my favorites as far as sports ones go.
Hmm.
About the whole episode with OJ Simpson. I know we've talked about him in one of our episodes before.
Do you remember when he got out of prison and he started posting on Twitter like crazy? And everyone's like, "Tell us, OJ, did you do it? Did you kill your wife?" And he's like, "Guys, I know everyone's got a lot of questions, but I want to talk about Junior League Baseball, guys." That was prime OJ Simpson right there.
I had a teacher senior year who was she was a health science teacher and all that. Basically an anatomy teacher. It's really all we talked about in that class was like anatomy. And one day we got done with their like classwork pretty early, and we are just talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, so when I was growing up in the late '80s, early '90s, O.J. Simpson was like still really popular, and this whole trial came out, and like everybody had their own opinions." And she went on, and she kept saying like, "And I still think he's innocent. I still don't think he did it." Like after
Uh,
explaining in detail everything that was like he allegedly did. I should say allegedly since he was found not guilty. Uh, so everything that he allegedly did, and she's like, but yeah, still to this day, I think he's innocent. I don't think he did any of it. I think they made the right call. I don't know how I feel about it,
you know,
but
for a while, I kind of jokingly said that OJ was innocent because I really just hadn't looked at all the evidence. The one thing that has now 100% convinced me he did it is that there's a cut on his glove, the glove that he tried on, the infamous glove, and
Mhm.
that cut matches up perfectly with the scar on his hand.
Yeah, but the glove didn't fit, so they
But
must
okay,
acquit.
anyone can. Okay, first of all, wasn't he wearing a surgical glove while he put the other glove on? Like
Yeah,
that in itself
that's like
would
a
make it very hard to
very
put on.
thin,
And anyone can just flex
very
their
thin.
hand out a little bit and be like, "Oh, it doesn't fit." Like
I've
it's kind of
seen
easy
some
to fake.
conspiracies. I've seen some conspiracies say that he stopped taking some sort of medicine. He was on maybe like arthritis medicine or something. It caused his hands to flare up. The glove wouldn't fit. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I mean, a crafty way of getting out of it. Not gonna lie. I don't condone anything that he allegedly did, but
Hmm.
you got to use allegedly in this case because he was found not guilty.
I
Gonna
mean,
keep us out of legal
I
trouble.
get it.
Remember, he wrote the book called like "If I Did It," though, where it's like he describes in detail if he committed the crimes, like how he would have
Yeah.
done them.
No, hold on. You know what, bro? OJ's dead. He fucking
All
did
right,
it. All right, let's just say it.
I I'm gonna keep saying allegedly. I'm gonna keep saying allegedly. But the book is literally called "If I Did It: Confessions of the Killer."
Hold on. There's a tape, allegedly. One day ago, OJ Simpson's ex bodyguard claims to have OJ confessing to the murder on tape, and it's in the cop's possession.
Really?
From literally yesterday.
From TMZ.
From,
Oh, New
yeah,
York
from
Post,
everyone.
Yahoo.
If that turns out to be true, he fucking did it.
OJ Simpson's profile on the Pro Football Hall of Fame website is still up.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was a good player.
Still has like it doesn't say
Separate the art from the artist.
because see it doesn't say anything about his criminal history. It talks about his career in football.
Hmm.
11,236 rushing yards. All right,
That's quite a lot of them.
I'm gonna do the math here. Yards to miles. Imagine running 6.4 whole miles, like with a bunch of other grown men trying to tackle you, and basically like Around that era, it's pretty rough. So probably like cause a little bit of harm to you at that time. Imagine that. He had killer mentality.
I was thinking about something you said on the first podcast that's really resonated
Mm.
with me. I'm really into
No, what's that?
driving and racing. And you mentioned on the last podcast that pretty much anyone ever listening right now has exa- oh fuck, I just forgot. Yeah, okay, I remember. Almost every single person watching has exactly as many NASCAR wins as Danica Patrick and has wrecked 40 or 50 less stock cars.
Right.
I've been thinking about that for a while and it's really stuck with me that like I really am better than Danica Patrick.
I
I'm
mean, I
better
don't
than a
know. I don't
professional NASCAR driver. That's crazy.
like. Could the average person sit in a 120-degree stock car with fire suit and helmet and
Put me in one right now.
maintain
I'll do better than
yeah
her.
or maintain a constant speed of over 150 miles an hour while going
Easy.
through sharp turns with 30 other stock cars?
Easy.
Probably not, but Danica Patrick couldn't either. So
I think I could
like
do it.
I support women wanting to race. It's something you don't really see often, but like I think Danica Patrick set him back like 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, I mean Haley Deegan, for instance, she's okay.
She's bro, she's good. She's
She can race.
I've not seen much of her. I don't really watch a lot of racing. I tried getting into it this year.
Oh, I do. She's good. Not the best, but pretty good.
Yeah, but her looks make up for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to sound misogynistic. I'm just saying she's actually pretty good looking too.
I mean,
That's
I think we can be misogynistic here. It's a safe space.
I didn't know she was only 23.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
bro.
Hey,
It feels weird looking at like this newer generation of celebrities and be like, damn, I am as old as these people. Like me and
like I've
Kai Cenat,
mentioned,
same
like
age. How the
it's
fuck
like
am I the
I've
same age
mentioned,
as
like
Kai
I
Cenat?
was. It's gotten to the point where like I was watching a NBA game last week, and doing a wee bit of gambling. I had like a couple dollars on a couple different player stats, and I was actively rooting against this one dude. I needed him to get less than 3 rebounds, and I'm looking him up and like, oh my, like this French dude in the NBA is like a month younger than I am, and I can gamble on this dude now.
Hmm.
This is it just puts it into perspective. Like I could have been doing something special. Nope, I'm just making an internet podcast and working at a theme park part time
Hey, you never know. This might be bigger and better and more profitable one day.
in a multi-million-dollar National Basketball Association contract.
Yeah.
It's let's hope. Let's hope. How much is Joe? I mean, I know Joe Rogan does a lot more, but how much do you think he makes from just his podcast alone, like
He
outside
must
of
have made at
media
least $200
appearances
million.
and
I would say
I think it,
like total earnings over, his last like 30 years of professional entertainment, he's had to have at least made a quarter billion.
he started off on Fear Factor too. Now he's everywhere. He's interviewing presidents. He's still
Hmm.
commentating UFC and just living a dream life. He gets paid basically to sit front row at UFC fights.
Bro, he can just show up at Kill Tony, sit on stage for a little bit, and leave. And everyone's just like, hell yeah, Joe Rogan's here.
There's still people who get him and Dana White confused.
I mean, how could
You
you
know, you
not?
know who Dana White is, right?
Oh, of
Huh?
course, the owner of the UFC.
Yeah, the president of UFC. That dude's
And doesn't he also
quite
own
entertaining.
Red Rock Casino or something? Or Hard Rock Casino?
He might. I know he owns Power Slap too.
Yeah,
Power
classic.
Slap is probably one of the worst sport ideas ever.
And bum fights is probably one of the best. We need to bring that back.
Yeah. Not as it's not as bad as Buzkashi or anything, but
Oh,
it's a
but
callback.
yeah, it's a fantastic sport.
Yeah, they're using a goat carcass. That's
It's
and now I know
it's
we talked about it last
basketball, but
episode.
the hoops are on the ground and they're made of concrete. And you have to throw a dead goat into it and then pick it up and throw it in another one to get points. And they play for days at a time. It's truly just a horrible, horrible sport. I fear we may have lost Landon, perchance. Hello, Landy boy. I saw you mute your mic for a second. Well, folks, we've lost Landon for good. So the real reason that we had to stop the Nazis was because they were really close to landing on the moon. And imagine if they had nuclear weapons and they could have like wiped out Soviet Russia. I mean that would have made the world better. And they weren't trying to do that, so they were like, "Fuck it, we got to get rid of them." It just kind of sucks that like in the process of stopping the Nazis, we quote unquote accidentally destroyed all of the supply train rails going into Auschwitz, which quote unquote accidentally starved all of the Jews that were in there. Just a little, history tidbit for you. Yeah, I hate to say it, but the Germans didn't kill them. Also, that 6 million number is totally fake. That comes from like 1920 or something, like before the Nazi Party even had power in Germany, when it was just a political idea. Eh, Landon said his mic is tweaking. I totally agree. And basically, some newspaper in England said that there was as many as 6 million Jews in danger if Hitler was to rise to power. He eventually did rise to power, and it is impossible to have rounded up 6 million Jews and exterminated all of them in that short amount of time. It just didn't happen. Not to mention, if you look at photographs of Auschwitz from 1945 and before, there is not a gas chamber anywhere. In fact, those gas chambers weren't built until the 1970s, and they were built by the Soviet Union, trying to pass blame onto the Germans. I hate to say it, but when you win, you get to rewrite history, because history is written by the victors. Landon said he can't get his mic to work. What a shame. Landon, while you're here texting me, tell me, what kind of device are you on right now? Okay, go to the bottom right of your screen on your audio, uh, click on it, right? And then look at all the options of your playback devices and make sure it's going to your headphones. Because sometimes it changes without telling you, and then stuff doesn't work. It happens all the time. The bottom right of the screen on the taskbar, there's a little speaker icon. You click on it, you left click on it, and then it'll show you like your volume, and then it'll say like whatever device the audio is coming out of. If you click on that, it'll show you all your other options. Make sure that's on the right one. Okay, okay. Unfortunately, I don't know how to troubleshoot this further. We can. What do we do about this, Landy boy? Do you do you have a phone you could potentially do this off of? You just plug them into there. Alright, sweet. Let's just do that. Well, yeah, I know you have a phone, but like my phone doesn't have a headphone jack, so like I wouldn't be able to do that if my mic stopped working. But yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait. While we're waiting, I'm gonna eat this piece of bread with peanut butter on it. Yeah, I'm entertaining them, Landon. I'm eating bread with peanut butter. I mean, who doesn't want to hear sound me chewing? Let's get some mukbang ASMR in here. Oh my gosh, that's so good. No, I'm not gonna do that. That shit is disgusting. This shit is thick as fuck though. I can barely talk. I was smoking a joint right before we started the podcast. My mouth is already dry as hell, and I'm full of peanut butter. It's really sticky. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can barely swallow. I need some milk. I got some milk. Fun fact, I love drinking milk. I drink at least a quarter gallon of milk a day, if not like usually a half a gallon at least. Yeah, barely.
Yeah, I'm using
Oh yeah, that's
AirPods.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, AirPods, hell yeah.
Is that better?
So much better.
Oh, yay.
I mean, it's not that good, but it'll work.
Okay. It's, I can try using my headphones with the adapter cord I've got. You want to try that?
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
Okay, go on. 1 minute. All right, how's this?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hold on a second.
Okay, I'll keep holding.
All right, can you hear me through this?
Loud and clear.
It's not even connecting.
What's not
This is
connected?
yeah, I might have to use the AirPods, Thomas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, headphone adapter isn't gonna work apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Well, I'll try to get the computer working next time. This is I guess what we're gonna have to roll with.
What a shame. I guess we'll have
What
to
a
do.
shame. I don't know what I did to the laptop, but the headphones weren't working with it.
Hmm.
We'll hopefully get it fixed next time. Anyway, where were we?
Man, I don't even remember.
Uh, well, I think we were talking about Buzkashi,
We covered it, but I think we moved on to something.
uh, racing Danica Patrick NASCAR.
No, that was before. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. We can just keep talking. We can just bring up something else.
Okay, do you wanna bring up one of your conspiracy theories that you're famous for?
Well, I think you heard one of them, right?
Unfortunately, yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, I think I got that out.
Uh, I think we have to mute that one or something.
No, no, I'm a Holocaust denier. It's fine.
I'm not. I just want to make that known now that you can hear me. I am not.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I am.
um, don't know how to react to that. Anyway, what other theories do you have? I'm not really a. I prefer the term conspiracy realist whenever I think of mine. But
Yeah.
what else you want to mention?
I mean, there's one of them that it's a big one. It's a real big one. It's like one of the biggest ones, and I'm gonna bring it up in an episode. But I gotta get that bulletin board ready. I gotta get the millions of data
Uh,
points and cite all my
the
sources and
the red yarn connecting pictures and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I gotta have a big presentation for this one, but this is
Ooh.
like the
It's gonna be like a
biggest
visual
conspiracy.
presentation.
Something like that. I don't know quite how I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be like an episode like 50 special, like celebrate like a
Ooh,
year or something like it. Yeah,
I
it's gonna be a
gotcha.
while, but I got a big one, like the biggest conspiracy on planet Earth.
Are we like doing weekly episodes or something? Is that the goal?
I either once a week or twice a week. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll
We still have yet to discuss
they'll
that.
it'd be like a get what you get type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be every like 5 days or so. 5 to 7 days. Doesn't have to be exact. Just whenever we can get them up.
Hmm. Three hours per episode isn't isn't too long when you consider it's not a daily thing.
Yeah,
People can listen to this over the span of multiple days.
man. You know what's crazy? I was just talking about the Nazis, and I opened up
Oh
Telegram to one of my conspiracy pages, and the first picture I see is a picture of Hitler feeding a squirrel.
no! I
I'm gonna send this picture to you because
I
it's
don't
adorable.
know, man. Adorable?
Dude, just wait till you see it. You can't tell me
How
that
do you?
picture. You can't tell me that picture isn't cute as fuck, bro.
Oh
Dude,
wow!
look at him feeding a little squirrel, dude. That squirrel's so hyped.
How do you think the director of the art school somewhere in Austria uh reacted? 20 years after
Man,
his
speaking of
decision.
that, let me show you some of Hitler's art school paintings because holy shit, that man was an incredible painter.
He was like I know it's probably gonna sound really bad to say it, but like he was not a bad painter.
Dude, his paintings only go for like 10 or 15 grand when they sell. Like, I'm totally buying an authentic signed Hitler painting one day.
Like he did like a lot of
Here, look
buildings
at
and
this. I
stuff.
just sent you like four of them. Like, just look at that. That shit
Yeah,
was that shit is incredible. Nobody draws shit like that anymore. Like you can't just. I don't think anyone in Dollywood could draw that good.
I, he was not he was not a half bad painter. I'm not gonna lie. He was.
Bro knew what he was doing. That art school director was stupid. That art school director, if he had an ounce of common sense and could have seen the beauty and the hard work and just the passion that went into these paintings Hitler did, World War II
Mhm.
wouldn't have happened. Fuck that dude.
I
Like,
mean, I'm sure there
like
were.
who pissed
I'm
in
sure
his
there were.
Cheerios that day? Or they didn't have Cheerios back then. Who pissed in his mouth that day?
I'm pretty sure cornflakes existed in the 40s.
I mean, yeah, but that was supposed to make people. No, actually, you know what? Those were made to make people stop masturbating. And
Cheerios
Hitler's
were
big
invented.
thing. Hitler's
Cheerios
big
were
thing when
invented
he.
in 1941.
Yeah, Hitler's big thing when he was first getting in power in the 30s was to stop the rampant public sex craze that was going on in Germany at the time. See, Berlin was called the sex capital of the world because people were just fucking everywhere. They're fucking in bars, they're fucking in restaurants, they're fucking out in the street, they're fucking on balconies. People were
Unreal.
just fucking on every square inch of Berlin. And Hitler and the rest of the Nazi party were like, guys, this is fucking disgusting. Stop. And then they stopped.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's why he got into power, was to stop that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
He, he did some good stuff.
that's awful.
No, it's not. It's not
That's
awful to say
awful.
Hitler was a good person.
You look at the broader spectrum.
What
The
broader
pretty,
spectrum? What broader
the
spectrum?
crimes against humanity,
What crimes
Thomas.
against humanity?
I don't want to like name drop it because you've already mentioned them, but it's pretty clear.
He didn't do that.
I believe he did.
Do you think Hitler actually killed a single Jew?
I don't know if he himself, actually committed the action, but he is directly responsible for the command of the army who committed the acts.
Dude, that's like saying Trump is responsible for January 6th. Like, it's just not true.
I mean, he told them to be peaceful.
Yeah, and then they weren't.
It's
And Hitler said, don't kill the Jews, and then the Americans bombed the railways and killed the Jews.
terrible.
Like, he gave out pretty clear answers, and then the other side was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it for you. And then blame you.
I'm I'm like 99.99999% sure that that's a load of that's a just a load of crap, Thomas.
No, I don't think it is.
But we told y'all it's gonna have some very interesting discussions on here.
Yeah,
Some of them a little bit more controversial,
I think we need to open
especially
the
coming from
asylums
Thomas.
back up. We need more. We need way more loony bins, and way more people need to go to them unwillingly.
You ever heard of a Waverly Manor?
Isn't that like a Disney show?
That's Wizard of Waverly Place. Is
Yeah.
it called? Is it called Waverly Manor? It's some sort of asylum in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That's what it is. I don't know. I thought Manor. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It's apparently uh haunted because in the early 1900s, an outbreak of tuberculosis known as the White Plague had to cause them to have to build a whole new hospital,
Hmm.
and it closed in 1961 because it lowered some sort of drug. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Lowered the need of the facility.
So,
They thought about turning the abandoned mental and I guess technically normal hospital into a hotel, but that's no longer the case.
speaking of people that belong in the loony bin, I'm just finding this news article that happened kind of close to us. It's from a month ago, though, November 4th. A man was accused of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction to destroy a Nashville energy facility, according to the Department of Justice. He
Oh,
had a drone with an explosive device armed on it, and of course, the FBI found out he was going to do this and somehow got in contact with him. And he drove to the power station with FBI agents in his car that he thought were going to go and help him. And then when they got there, they arrested him.
ooh.
Don't you think
And
that's a
he,
little too soon? Like one of them could have been like, hey, pull in the gas station. I got to piss. And then they just like pull him out there. Like, why'd they have to wait till they were at the fucking substation? Like, that's insane.
it's, I don't know why, but that just reminded me. Have you ever heard of probably back in the 80s or 90s, the police ran a sting op. Not really. I don't want to know if that's sting operation or what, but they ran a whole operation of arrest a ton of football fans all at once.
I have
I don't
not
know
seen
what
that.
I don't know what the crime was. This is back when the NFL team was called the Washington Redskins. Back before a bunch of white people got offended and changed the name.
Hmm.
But it's like the police had a whole thing set up where they gave a whole bunch of free tickets out to different offenders and stuff. Had them all meet at the Redskins stadium, and they just arrest them all at one time.
Hmm.
I don't know what all they were uh being charged for. Like I said, but it's called. Okay, so here's what it is. It's Operation Flagship, sting operation that resulted in the arrest of 101 fugitives in 1985. They voluntarily went to the Washington Convention Center, uh, trying to getting an invite by a fake television company to get two free tickets to watch the Redskins game, uh, and for a chance to win tickets to the Super Bowl that year. A
Have
total
you
of
ever
166 police officers were involved in the operation.
have you ever heard of Abscam?
I'm
The
not.
okay, this is something the FBI did in the 70s and 80s, and they were trying to arrest members of Congress for bribery, and they
Ooh.
arrested a lot of them, like maybe 8 of them, uh, with a few more getting at least charged or something. I have the Wikipedia thing pulled up here, so I don't get my facts wrong. But basically, they would arrange meetings with members of the House, the Senate, Congress, like all those kinds of people, and they would tell them there was an Arab oil sheik that was looking to offload some oil here, and they needed to do some business, but it was going to be on a long-term stay, so they needed someone to uh, what's the word, expedite their visa application and like get it moved to the front of the line so they can get in the country sooner, which is
Mm-hmm.
illegal, but it's something that people can do apparently. And they were offering them really low amounts, like 50 grand, and they were like, "Yeah, done deal." Some of them. I forget which one it was. I don't know. They don't have uh listed very well here, but one of them said something like, I have larceny in my blood or something. I forget exactly what he said, but he got the offer. It's basically like, yeah, corruption, that's what I do. Pass the money, bro.
Well, man, while we're on the topic of speaking about law and did you see where for a few hours yesterday, I
Hmm.
think it was yesterday, South Korea went into martial law?
I saw that.
Huh?
I saw that. Pretty hype.
And then they just like, for some reason, randomly, after like 5 or 6 hours, like, okay, martial law's over. We're a democracy again.
Probably saw North Korea doing something. I'm seeing why they don't just
Um,
wipe out North Korea and
Starving
just
its
like get it
citizens.
over with. We could have them like under our control in like 12 hours.
Those poor people would probably think it's like, a divine intervention or something.
Yeah, and then they get some fucking freedom, brother. Imagine
And it's
handing
like,
some like poor North Korean dude an AK and just being like, "All right, go shoot all those dudes over there." He'd get so hyped.
yeah, I love the Rucka Rucka Ali song, the Kim Jong Un.
Hmm.
Like, I think it's like a parody of "Ride" by Florida Georgia Line. It's one of those like bro country songs. He's parodying it, but some of those lyrics are like really. Or is this or this might be the one that's a parody of "I Got a Feeling." I know that he parodied both of those.
I know that Captain Sparkles parodied
Okay, Kim,
"Dynamite"
yeah,
by
Kim
Taylor
Jong Un
Hurst.
song. The Kim Jong Un song is a parody of Rise, like Ching Chang Chong. I'm Kim, like Kim Jong Un. I got a mushroom cloud for you. Instead of like roll my windows down and cruise. Got a missile. For you.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Do you even know who Rucka Rucka Ali is?
I've definitely heard that name.
He made he makes like a lot of offensive parodies and stuff. Um, on his discography, he's got like Black Man of Steel making fun of Superman, but instead of Steel, it's Steal.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's what they do.
Got Rucka's World, probably racist.
Hmm.
Everything is racist, making fun of everything is awesome from Lego Movie.
Hmm.
He makes some really good parodies. I love Rucka Rucka.
There's this guy called Dig Bar. He does remixes of songs, but he makes them really gay.
Really?
Yeah, I really like his songs. I'll read you some of the lyrics of one of my favorites. Alright, lyrics. No way this shit's on Genius? Alright.
Pretty sure Rucka got scrubbed off of a Genius.
Alright. Here's the opening line to the Cult 45 remix by Dig Bar. I said, stroke 40 guys and two big fags, babies all
Yep.
in my teeth. You can go in my jaws, grab them balls, stroke that BBC. Put my hair in the bun, that is what I learned when sucking that dirty black dong. Stop and grab
No.
the schlong and play ping pong. Shit stretched a long way to Hong Kong.
Awful.
Bars, dude.
Awful. One I think when I was still in high school, I tried writing a parody of "Devil Went Down to Georgia" called "The Devil Went to North Korea." I'm sure I could find that somewhere if I looked for it, but it's banger. Talking about instead of getting into a fiddle battle with Satan, Kim Jong Un gets in the battle of who can like nuke somewhere better. It's so stupid, but I thought it was hilarious when I first wrote it. It's like one of the easiest songs to parody. Somebody made one called like "The Devil Went to Jamaica," about getting in a smoke off.
So is this
I
guy
feel like
like oh man, I keep forgetting people's names. Is this guy like an offensive like Weird Al Yankovic?
Rucka Rucka.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty offensive.
Okay.
Like every song he makes is some sort of a topic that can be seen as. Because there we go. I want you to look up the lyrics of "The Devil Went Down to Jamaica." You've heard of "Devil Went Down to Georgia," right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a stoner parody of that.
Okay. Okay.
I don't remember where I first heard this, but I feel like you'd really enjoy the lyrics of this. I can't do them justice by singing them.
All
But it's
right.
on Genius. It's by Travis Meyer.
Yeah, I found it.
Mayer.
All right. The devil went to Jamaica. He was looking to sell some weed. He was doing fine. They were standing in line. It was excellent weed indeed. He came across a young man who was likewise peddling pot. And the devil slid down by the beach and said, "Boy, let me tell you what.
Bum
I
bum bum.
I guess you kind of figured I'm a reefer head, of course. And after all this time, I guess that I'm a connoisseur of sorts. Now your stuff smells okay, but this can tranquilize a horse. I bet 1 million in cash against your stash, 'cause I think that mine's better than yours."
Dun
That
dun
is some
dun.
bars right there. Yeah, this guy's a professional.
The boy said, "My name's John. You ain't smoked nothing yet."
So what kind of porn do you watch?
I do not. I'm clean.
Really? You
Yeah,
never
I'm
be
clean.
you never be just like stroking it?
No, I'm straight edge.
Damn. Have you ever busted a nut?
I mean, I'm a male, so
Naturally.
why do we have this
What made you
discussion
go
in
the
front of
no
a
nut
YouTube?
route?
Just keeps me kind of clear headed. Just I can focus on like stuff in the real world.
I feel you. I feel you.
It's changed my
Not
life.
really, 'cause I be jerking it all the time.
Duality of man.
Yeah. I mean, it's quick. It feels good. you know,
The
it just is what it
true
is.
duality of man.
Yeah.
How did we get to this topic?
There's a couple seconds of just stale air where we weren't saying anything, and I
And
was
that's how you decided to break the silence?
well, I had Reddit open and I saw a picture of the GTA 5 loading screen and the blonde girl with the big titties, and I was just like, titties, and I was like, Landon, what kind of porn do you watch? It just came out.
So you're actively scrolling Reddit looking for ideas?
Well, no, I was looking at some GTA 6 stuff because I'm really hyped about GTA
Yeah,
6. I saw the
naturally.
titties and I was just like, hell yeah, titties.
Naturally. That's a natural male reaction.
Yeah.
That's
Can you say your alphabet backwards?
VYXW V then KJIHAJFEDCBA.
That's really impressive.
I need to learn to do it faster, but we're getting somewhere. I've memorized like the ZYXWVUT part. SRQ. It's weird having to memorize it.
What kind of
Do you know
wrestling
off
move do you think I should do as my first move in the WFC?
the, the first move you should ever do, or like your first
Yeah.
finishing move?
No, no, first move, like first match, walking out into the ring. I open it up with the banger. What's my first move? What am I doing?
I think you just like run full speed, one leg drop kick. Just like go like Jackie Chan style, flying through the air,
One leg.
one leg drop kick.
I was thinking something similar. I was thinking, what if, like you're supposed to like walk to the center of the ring and like touch gloves for a second, right?
That's the UFC. In wrestling, they just kind of like
Okay, this is how I'm
most of
gonna
the
start
time,
going.
yeah, they might circle the ring once or twice, kind of like locking in if it's like a match. It's like actually be taken seriously. Most of the time, they'll just like kind of like lock up.
What?
Like the collar and elbow type.
No.
I looked that up. Collar elbow. That's usually how most of the matches start up. Is like trying to get better, get the upper hand. Basically, it's like trying to outstrength them, get a advantage going.
Is that just where they grab each other's shoulders and just jerk each other around?
I mean, that's
Yeah, that's pretty
a
much it.
lot of a lot of the time. I think it's about like trying to communicate their plan for the match or whatever, because it makes it easier. But
Okay, well, so I was thinking my first match, right? Let's say me and my opponent have this predetermined idea that we're gonna slowly walk like into the ring and then kind of into the middle before we start. But
mhm.
instead, once I get inside the ropes, I kind of pause for a second while he gets a little closer, and then when he's almost halfway across the ring, we'll say maybe like a third of the way across the ring, I go into like a full sprint and just tackle the guy and jump with him
Mhm.
out of the ring and just throw him on the floor and like fly after him and just like drop on him or something.
Did you end up watching any of the other matches? I seen the ladder match specifically.
Man, I just remember you sent me those. I'm gonna watch them tonight for sure.
Okay, so there's a couple moments in that ladder match I feel like you could pull off if we ever hold a ladder match. For those out of the loop of wrestling terminology, a ladder
You sent me
match.
some ladder match clips, like reels, and I could definitely do some of the stuff in there.
But the full match, just know that when the dude has the ladder kind of like bridged, it's about to go down. Like if it's me sitting like there's gonna be a ladder set up in the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be a ladder like kind of leaned on it, stay up on the rope from a bridge thing. You'll know what it is.
Yeah,
Just know
I
it's
know what you
about to
mean.
go down. But anyway, for those out of the loop, a ladder match is when there is something hanging above the ring, and you have to use a ladder to climb up and get it. But guess what? You can also use the ladder as a weapon, and it pretty much sums it up. Basically, first person to climb up the ladder or grab the thing hanging from the ceiling wins.
I feel like I'm such a fast climber that like I'd just be at the top with whatever the thing is before the other guy could rip out the ladder from under me.
The thing is, though, you gotta like make it realistic. If you've been going through a match for
That's realistic.
if you gotta be going through if you're going through a match for like 30 minutes, you gotta like sell it like you're really really tired and like hurt, and you're like struggling with every step to breathe and climb up.
Yeah, but if I
It's
just run in there and just climb up immediately and win, I mean, that's pretty cool.
it's I mean like you gotta like you gotta play it like traditionally wrestling is done.
Alright, but once in a while, I just gotta ruin a match like that. I just gotta like insta win somehow.
Yeah. You ever seen the Canadian Destroyer?
No.
I went to look up a GIF of the Canadian Destroyer. I think the first one would be good. Yeah, the first GIF, and you say Canadian Destroyer GIF on Google.
Okay.
This dude named Petey Williams invented it. It is the probably one of the most dangerous moves that I've ever seen, but it's so good.
Let's see this.
It flips them entirely. I feel like if you were like figuring out
Oh,
some good like counters into this, like catching somebody midair and then hitting them with that.
I could
I don't know if
definitely
you
do
could
something like
front
that.
flip with,
Actually,
I don't know. I don't know if you could front flip with 200 plus pounds of mass in your arms, but
no, I was gonna say I've actually done something similar to this in a fight in real life, but I did a front flip.
you did a front flip in a real fight.
Well, yeah, so it was with this guy that was like a lot smaller than me, probably 50 pounds lighter than me, and he
Uh-huh.
like jumped onto my back. So I just did a front flip and landed with him under me, and then like elbowed him in the side of the head, and he just gave up.
Oh, that's when you break out the 12-6 elbows.
I have no idea what that
You
means.
know, you never heard the 12-6 elbow?
Landon, I don't watch wrestling.
That's a like a actual like move in real combat sports that aren't
I don't know
scripted.
any kind of fighting technique at all. If I have to fight someone, I
You've
beat
never
them up.
okay. Think of a clock when you hear 12-6 elbow. Where's 12 on the clock?
I know what you mean. It's a straight line, but what do you do with the elbow?
Yeah. You drop it just straight down onto a vulnerable part of whoever you're fighting, whether it be the kidney, maybe their head, maybe a part of their body that's already been injured. You just
If your
you know
arm is straight,
full
your
force.
elbow's not out, so if you drop it on someone, it's not gonna hurt. You'd want to do like a 6'9" elbow, or like a 6'3" elbow, or like a 12'3" or 12'9" elbow.
You're just dropping the whatever sharpest part of your elbow is straight onto somebody. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
You realize that.
but not if your arm is straight out.
Your arm's not straight out. You're keeping your arm bent. You're going
Well,
straight,
12,
like
12'6" is a straight line.
yeah, but you're keeping your arm bent when you do it.
It's
Going
not
from
12
like
and 6, it's like 12 and 3 or 12 and 9.
12 describes the motion, not the way your arm is, you know,
Oh, okay.
formed. Yeah, your arm is staying bent And you're dropping it in a straight line formation, basically. Not like
Yeah,
your arms stay bent, but the motion.
I got you now. I understand.
Gotta put it in the easiest common terminology possible.
Yeah, it's not easy being retarded.
It's okay, Tommy boy. We all make mistakes.
Hmm.
Got
I
any
think I
other
remember. Oh, yeah, I think I remember my first concussion.
I've never had one.
Oh, I've had too many to count. It's a problem.
That
Uh,
explains a lot.
oh yeah, too much. So I was probably 5 years old. I don't think I was in school yet, but I was like just about to be in school, and I had a little bike that I got for like my third birthday, and I was riding around town with my dad, and we were going down this one hill, and this car
Hmm.
kind of like, I mean, it didn't exactly cut us off, but it like turned towards us a little bit and then stopped, and that like freaked me out, so I like turned the other way, and I like crashed into a guardrail, and apparently I was knocked out for like an hour, and then I just got up and my dad was just sitting there waiting, and then we rode home, and I'm pretty sure I hit my head real hard. And I also remember it was really funny looking back from the crash site. My shoe, like I was like grinding my feet on the ground to stop, and my shoes were like
Hmm.
right next to each other, and then like a foot ahead of those was my socks, like right next to each other. Like they had somehow all
Yeah.
ripped off my feet in this like perfect line into where I crashed.
That, oh man. I've never had a concussion, so like just in basic terms, what how does that what is a concussion in the simplest terms?
So your brain, right? It's got a
And I'm
little bit of wiggle room in your skull, and that wiggle room is surrounded by fluid, which is supposed to make it move slower and like keep it moist, because apparently your thinking noodle needs to be moist.
right.
Anyways, if you move your head way too hard, or like you hit it and use that like kinetic energy to like move your brain around a lot, it can
Hmm.
hit your skull pretty hard. And the brain doesn't know how to fix itself, so when you hurt it, that part just doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that a lot of times. Like the whole like front part of my brain is like turned off.
Like I know when for example, NFL players get a concussion, they have to like not they're not allowed to play for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like they have to
Hmm.
go into what's called concussion protocol, where it's like, okay, well, you're kind of screwed up in the head, so you're not allowed to do your job. You're getting paid $1 million for the next month. Have fun just watching your team. And there's this one dude. He played for the Dolphins. He's the quarterback for the Dolphins. He's really good Polynesian dude. I know that matters. I just want to point it out. But 2022, right? He had two different concussions in the same season. Keep in mind, the NFL season only lasts for like 17 or 18 weeks, right? Before they go into the playoffs and all that.
Hmm.
So in the span of about 18 weeks, he had two concussions. And then this year, just for good measure, he tacks on another one. And that dude's going to be, in a wheelchair by the time he's 35.
I'm kind of worried that I'm
And
gonna be too, because like all of my concussions have been like in the same spot. Like I hit my forehead really hard a lot of times as like a kid and young teen, which is pretty
right.
important years. Man, I feel like it's just not gonna end well. And another thing, I want to put this out there as a PSA to anyone watching. Ketamine might be fun, but don't do it. It's not worth the side effects, alright? There's this one side effect. I hate talking about it, but it's a real thing. Ketamine, if you use it, no matter how much you use, whether it's a little or a lot, it damages your urinary tract. Now, if you just do it a couple times, you're gonna be fine. But if you're someone like me who really, really
Experience.
likes ketamine, I love ketamine, it does some damage, some real deal damage. And like, I've never pissed my pants because of it, but I've had some close calls where I like, you know, it like gets rid of your ability to like sense you're about to piss until it's like right there. So there's been some
Mm.
close calls where I'm like I'm holding it, and I can tell I'm like I got a couple seconds to like get to a bathroom and piss because I don't got much longer to hold on. Like it you'll like stop knowing when you need to piss until you're like about to piss yourself. Don't do
I'm
ketamine.
sure that
It's
can
not good
be.
for you. Just to anyone listening, don't do it. It's not worth it because if you do a lot, you're probably gonna start pissing yourself a lot. Luckily, I haven't, but I've been close.
I'm sure that's gonna be fun when you're in like 60s or 70s or whatever. That
Yeah.
already becomes like issue at that age.
I feel like it's gonna be an issue by like 40.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't plan to do any more ketamine though. But
How? You don't plan
if
on it ever.
if my urinary tract were to say decline to a certain point, to where like it just wasn't something I could exactly control. Who's to say
Mhm.
I shouldn't just do more ketamine? It's already fucked.
It might have other side effects though.
I don't think so. I mean, not negative ones, anyways.
I'm not a genius or I don't know anything about
As far
any
as I
sort of
know, aside from urinary tract damage, ketamine is one of the safest drugs on the planet.
I don't even know what ketamine is. I've heard of it
It
on
is
some,
a
but I've never really
tranquilizer
looked into
typically
it.
used for animals. See, if you have something like a
Oh,
dog, right, you can put like a quarter gram of ketamine in them, and they're going to completely pass the fuck out for like 6 to 8 hours, and you can like do surgery on them.
cool.
If you're a
Okay.
human and you snort, say, 20, 25, 50 milligrams of ketamine, if you're crazy like I was, I do like multiple bumps too, of like, I would do a lot. It's, well, it is a tranquilizer. Like, it does make you, like, almost unable to move, and if you take too much and you go into what's called a K hole, you can't move at all. I've only done it one time. For the most part, if you try to walk, you're going to be walking like a robot because it's like you can't control your muscles, but you can control your tendons. So you just have a horrible way of like manipulating your body. Like you remember the quap game where you have to like use the keys to like very gently move a person's legs.
Mm.
It makes you a quap character when you walk.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
and
just like looks really goofy.
yeah, and in my case, I have to piss all the time. Like every like 10 minutes, I'm like, shit, I gotta piss now, and I piss for like a minute straight. Like I lose so much water when I take ketamine, so I gotta chug like a gallon of water while I'm on ketamine. But then I just piss it all out immediately.
There's
It
a
feels good though.
one
I
drug
like
I've
it, and I don't like downers. Like that is the only downer I like.
there's one drug I've read about. It's like makes you live an entirely different life. I saw like one where some dude lived his old like an entirely different life as a ceiling fan over the
Oh,
course of like
salvia.
15 years. So that's what it is.
So
Uh, talking about like he lived his like 15 years as a ceiling fan over the course of like 20 minutes of real time.
yeah, so there's two really potent psychedelics that give you an out of body experience. That's salvia and DMT. When you do DMT and you have an out of body experience, you're usually talking to like an alien or an entity or some kind of otherworldly being that kind of like talks to you telepathically. Just have like a cool conversation for a couple minutes. Maybe they'll tell you something about your life, and then like you'll go back and everything's normal. And then there's
Mm.
salvia. You smoke salvia, and for 15 minutes, you'll think you're a book on a shelf nobody reads in a library for 20 years. And you'll
Mhm.
genuinely feel like that much time passed while you're a book on a library that no one picks up, and you're just watching people walk by without ever looking at you for 20 years, and then you come back and realize it's been a couple minutes.
Do you have any
That's why I'll
experiences?
never do salvia. I've done DMT
Oh, I was
hundreds of
gonna say,
times. I'll never do salvia. Fuck that.
do you say the library book from experience?
I've never done it. I don't really plan to do it. I'd maybe do it one time just because I mean, me and my friend George talked about it a lot before he died, and I'd kind of like to do it one time as like an honoring joke sort of thing to him. But other than that, I don't ever plan to do it or ever want to do it. DMT is like the only super potent psychedelic I'd ever do. Honestly, I'd do it on the show.
That's like I don't know how that would even work. Like, living 30 years as I don't know, like a light bulb or something, or a
Yeah, I
ceiling
mean,
fan.
well, there's this one guy. I think his name's like Ari Shafir or something. He's been on Joe Rogan a bunch. He's been on Kill Tony a bunch. He
Heard of
did
them.
salvia on Joe Rogan one time, and he said that he lived about 6 months of a life with a wife and kids in a different world, and then he came back and was like heartbroken by the fact that he had just lost his family and all this progress he had with him.
It's like I would never try it, but like I wonder like what is that really like these people could just be making all this up. Could be
I don't
forming
know.
elaborate lies.
I don't think tens of thousands of people are making up a lie about one of the most
It,
potent
they
psychedelics ever.
they might just be all in on the joke, trying to sound like they're in on it.
I really don't think they are, because I mean, I've done DMT, like I said, hundreds of times, and it is, it's not like that, but it's pretty close.
You ever experienced life as I think like a dresser drawer or something? I don't know. It's
No, you
a
don't have those kind of experiences on DMT. That's why I say I'd be willing to do it on the show. I'd actually maybe like to do it on the show and give like a live trip report. I think that'd be pretty cool.
oh, that would get us like if we're not already demonetized, that's going to remove any sort of chance we ever have to getting
No,
monetized.
because like I'm not gonna show it on camera, so I'm like, guys, I'm gonna do it, and then you hear a blowtorch go for a couple seconds. I don't talk for a couple minutes, then I come back and I go, so I met this alien. She was purple. She had giant tits, and we talked about how I have a really bad porn addiction and masturbate too much. Holy
So
shit! And then that's it.
that's what you speak about.
That's a that's relatively close to how it would go, except I'd have more detail about the area that I was in. Other than that, like, there's nothing that says I actually did it. I just said a couple words and you heard a couple noises. That doesn't mean anything happened.
That's I feel like that'd be an interesting episode
Yeah,
if we had cameras and stuff. That'd definitely be like a going on clips 10 years from now.
I mean, I just wouldn't do it on camera.
Yeah, I've been seeing these like topics going on debate. Like if we had to send one human to represent the human race to meet aliens, who would it be? I genuinely think it should be you, just because you can just like sure you probably weird them out at first, but be fine. You're pretty much everything human race summed up.
I think I could sum up a lot of the human race for some aliens and just give them a good idea of where we've been and where we're at.
I've just got to write a few more verses to "We didn't start the fire," getting caught up, and then it'd be all good. No, not like the one that Fallout Boy did. No, we'd actually make it good.
Oh, I know the original one.
Yeah, but I'm saying Fallout Boy made a sequel to it that actually sucked.
I haven't heard it, so
Captain Planet, Arab Spring, LA Riots, Rodney King is the first lyrics. Deep fakes, earthquakes, Island Volcano, Oklahoma City Bomb, Kurt Cobain Pokemon,
Now that
Tiger
you
Woods
mention this, I
MySpace,
have heard this
Monsanto
story.
GMOs.
Did you know Eminem's mom died?
I saw that. Debbie,
I saw
Debbie Matter.
the there's all right. I don't use Reddit that much, except I kind of do because I like the all the porn on there. But the XXX Tentacion subreddit, whenever someone famous dies, they take a screenshot of the left half of his face and the right half of whoever died's face and put them together and then post it. And that's how I found out today.
Really?
It was a picture of XXX Tentacion and Eminem's mom, and it said Eminem's mom died today.
Dear Marshall, I just want to start by saying I still love you. Even when I was pregnant with you, it was very hard for me. The 72 hours of torture was worth every minute of it. When I looked into those big blue eyes, it was the first time I ever felt true love in my whole life. We have a problem, Marshall. That's, yes, I'm reading that. I'm not going to memorize Dear Marshall. That can you believe that she actually like made a whole like letter, open letter to Eminem, got it published, like a recorded.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but you know, it happens. You know what I think is crazy? I
What's
think it's crazy that
what's
she
that?
pretended she cared.
And
I don't
like
think she did. I don't think she
I
fell in
think she
love.
was just in it for the. I think she was just like as soon as Eminem got like famous, she realized like, oh, he might actually be doing something. I think that's when she started to bring forth this whole thing. It's like, oh, I was not a bad parent. I still
Yeah,
love you, Marshall.
I think
Give me
that's
some
exactly
money.
what it is.
Take me back.
I mean, you see a lot of parents do that with their
Yeah.
famous kids.
Never forget when Eminem was the one white guy in the Los Angeles Super Bowl halftime show. That cause, you know, like, think about everybody in that. They had like 50 Cent upside down, Snoop Dogg crip walking in Los Angeles in front of like tens of thousands of people, hundreds of millions worldwide. Dr. Dre was up there. Eminem, I think I already said Eminem, but Eminem, Mary J. Blige, like all these people, and that they just said like debut Kendrick Lamar. I feel like that's kind of like what cemented his uh his legacy, Kendrick's legacy. That is like if but what like out of everybody they could have chosen, they go for him. That's how you know he's legit. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
And
I get what you're trying to say.
I was just trying to say like the only white dude up there was Eminem. So
Hmm.
that's also pretty big.
I mean, Eminem's just kind of always been pretty big. Like, like since he dropped the Slim Shady LP.
And he kind of fell off for a bit during you know that that uh that rough patch era, but
You know, people say that Revival is his worst album. I think Recovery is his worst album. I think Recovery is fucking terrible. I think Revival is kind of good.
I I think it was like it's all right. It had like a couple all right songs on there, but like nothing that I listen to on a regular basis.
I mean, I listened to probably probably half that album. Like, it's on my playlist. But man, Recovery, just that straight edge voice he has, that trying so hard to not put any sort of any affliction on his voice after being Slim Shady
Hmm.
for a couple years, and then being the relapse accents on drug guy for a couple years. That just dropping everything and just being so straightforward just is painful. I'm so glad he hasn't done that on a single album since.
Never forget what the first song on the Curtain Call was. By the way,
Fact.
it was not never released before. Never like advertised, as far as I'm aware. It just that's the first. Like, imagine you're trying to get into Eminem for the first time. and you're like, oh, it's greatest hits album. This is gonna give me everything about it. Yay! And you just like turn the album on, and that's the first song you hear.
Yeah, you know what my favorite line from Fack is?
The stuff about the gerbil.
Stick a gerbil in your ass through a tube. Yeah.
Uh, like he was on some sort of drug when he wrote it. He was on something.
There's a good chance. No, I mean, not a good chance. It's literally confirmed he was taking like dozens of Valiums.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it'll make you do a whole lot of stuff.
You know, I really, really, really wish that like this podcast gets famous quick because listen, I mean, this is a stupid reason, but Quaaludes, right? They haven't made them since like the '80s. So if you got a bottle laying around, they're pretty old. They're like 40 years old or something. There ain't that many left, and degenerates like me, if we find them, we're gonna take them. I need to get famous quick so that I can ask like every person on Earth if they have an actual bottle of Quaaludes from the '80s.
Hmm.
Because there's like no amount of money I wouldn't pay just to take a couple Quaaludes. Like, because here's the thing, I've heard that they're like the absolute greatest feeling drug on planet Earth. Like the absolute best of the best pill to pop. And I'm not a pill popper, really never have been. I think we discussed this in either episode 1 or 2. The only pills I ever really pop are Adderall, and that's a very very rare occurrence. If I could just
So,
just get geeked out on some Quaaludes on some Wolf of Wall Street shit one time, that would be incredible. Because I would genuinely never be able to find them again. It's an addiction that physically could not manifest itself, and that's exactly why I want to get fucked up on some Quaaludes just one time.
you know, the verified annotation on Genius says about Eminem says I was taking a lot of pills at the time. Ambien will make you do crazy stuff. Imagine if you took it all day long. That's verified annotation from Eminem.
You know what? I might take an Ambien one time just to see. I've heard that's pretty good.
Oh man.
Here's the thing, I don't get addicted to drugs. I try them like once or twice and I go, that's cool. And I don't ever do them again. The only ones that I've ever done repeatedly are, weed, obviously. Probably never gonna stop, and psychedelics, which, I mean, I go through my periods with it where, like, I do them for a while, it feels cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then it stops feeling so cool, and I stop for a while, and then I do them again, it feels cool, and then, it's I mean, those are just fun though. Like it's just like enhanced weed. It's weed plus visuals, in my opinion.
Okay. Oh man, how do you feel about Eminem's Cartman impression while we're still around
Fantastic.
this?
10 out of 10.
I'm pretty sure they end up doing. You've heard the Lemmy Winks episodes of South Park.
Maybe.
It's about a gerbil,
I
and he's
remember the episode where the giant gerbils invade and take over the world.
no, like I remember Mr. Slave, with Mr. Garrison.
Oh, the class gerbil? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Lemmy Winks is the classic gerbil who I'm not gonna go into the explanation, but if you just like
Oh, yeah,
look
yeah.
up,
Wait, didn't
yeah,
Cartman get like a cardboard tube from like a roll of toilet paper or something and do the gerbil? Put the
something
gerbil in it?
like that. I don't remember how it came to be, but
Cause I I I remembered the this the fuck, what do you call it? The scene where like you're looking inside Cartman's asshole at the gerbil looking out.
no, because it was Mr. Garrison's boyfriend,
Man, that poor gerbil.
and I love Mr. Garrison so much.
Man, I was trolling this kid at work today.
Oh, what'd you
I
do?
don't know why I just got reminded of it. So this kid, he's like begging his mom to buy vouchers so we can play Toss Cross, right? And I'm telling him it's a hard game. You probably don't want to play it. And he's like, I want to do it. And I'm like, okay, go get some vouchers. His mom buys him 4 vouchers. He spends all 4, right? Misses every single throw. And he got onto the set. Okay, here's the thing. First 3 throws, first voucher, all 3 of them just hit the counter, or like the on the other side, not the one he's standing by. Don't
Right.
even hit the table or the bottles or anything. Hits the counter every single time.
The
Goes to
kid, how
throw the
old you say?
second. He's probably 13 or 14.
Okay.
Goes to throw again. Same thing. Hands me the third voucher. I set the bags down. I go, hold on a second. Before you throw, I want to give you some advice. He's like, okay. I go, try to hit the bottles. Like, just aim for
You
them, please.
using my roast.
No, I was disappointed in this guy. I was like, just aim for them. He's like, okay, and he
That's
throws one at his
fine.
table. I go, hold on, and I point at like the arrow, between the bottles, and I go, look right here. Keep your eyes right here. Don't look anywhere else. Stare right here the entire time you're throwing. Tries to miss it.
Okay.
I go, you're not looking hard enough. I keep your eyes right here, okay? He's like, okay, I got it. Throws, barely clips the top one, and I'm like, there you go. You almost had it. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Almost.
do it this time. Hands me the fourth voucher, hits the table all 3 times, or hits the counter all 3 times. I'm like, man, that you suck.
Hey, there's certain times, you know, where I can like reason with if they're a kid. But like if you're 13, 14 and you still can't hit like even a single bottle, that's on you. You
Keep in
just
mind, we were all the way on the left side where they're like 8 inches closer.
oh, they're closer on the left side.
Way closer, yeah.
Okay, remind me to start going to the that side then.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
just so sad that
actually
this
no,
kid was
actually no. It'd
that
be
bad.
it'd be funnier if I go to the the far side. There we go.
I feel like it's a little easier on the far side. Uh, I mean, for me, anyways, because I got pretty long arms, so it helps me like get in line with it.
I think every time I've won in country fair has been on the left side.
It's always been on the right side for me.
Like I'm better at it in country fair. It seems like most of the time I've won, I think I've only won it like once or twice in the tornado.
Dude, I don't know what it is with Fireball, but it seems genuinely harder. I mean, you are way farther away, but it seems like the bottles don't move
Yeah,
as much.
it seems like
Well, the rope is way
the
thicker too.
yeah that and the stand isn't like coming loose.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult up top. It makes for like a lot easier roast because
It's funny. We're
people miss
here
more.
we're here very openly admitting that Fireball is way harder. But when I'm down in the country fair and like maybe a kid tries once or they're trying to let their convince their parents to let them try, I'll be like, hey, there's a easier version of this up top called Fireball Toss. It's by the Tennessee Tornado.
No,
And they're
I
like,
was
oh,
just
okay,
telling.
thanks. Yeah, we'll go check that out. And they're like, see, buddy, there's an easier one. You can win these somewhere else. We'll go look at that. They ain't winning, brother. I do that with 3.2. Like anytime the kids like fail the basketball game, like, oh, you can check out 3 point up top. They got like even more basketballs up there.
No. What did they end up doing with the area where free throw was? Because I'm curious.
So the little storage shed that's in there is
Hmm.
gonna go to the venue guys, and they're moving all their stuff up top. And then we're
Okay.
gonna basically extend out from there and take up where free throw was with a smaller storage barn where we're going to keep some more immediate on hand stuff and then have the rest of the stuff in bulk in the shooting gallery. And then Top Glow is going to go right in front of uh, the the new storage area, and then all the games that are in the horseshoe were gonna go where the venue games were.
So what are they doing with the horseshoe then?
Swisher's going where Blitz was in between Goblet and Derby, and the horseshoe's getting taken down. It's getting turned into a splash pad.
I think we're just giving out trade secrets now.
It's not a secret.
I mean, like for those who aren't
No,
directly
they posted
employed.
it online. It's public information. We're not spoiling anything.
Okay, never mind. We're good now.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk about it if people didn't already know.
Because it's contract violation, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I've had like dozens of guests be like, this isn't coming back next year, right? Like, you're not gonna have a job, and I'm like, no, actually, I am. It's gonna move right over there, like 10 feet that way.
No, did not know that.
Yeah, and I know our wonderful wonderful team leads are very excited that they don't have to clean up the country fair this year because it's just getting torn down and replaced, and they don't have anything to do with that because normally over January and February while we're closed, they do what they call winter works, where they just clean up and fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pretty excited to only have to clean up top.
It's gonna be like over the span of like a month and a half of the off season where they have to like start. I don't know when it's gonna be done. I've not heard nothing about that, but
January 5th to March 15th.
it's gonna be done by the time they open.
Yeah, they're not planning. So here's the thing. You know how Top Glow is always broken and breaking itself? They don't plan to fix it. They're just gonna pick it up and move it. Yeah, we found that out. That might be a trade secret. It's still gonna be broken next year. Oh no, did we lose dear Landy Boy again? Don't tell me our dearest friend is missing. Landy Boy, if you can hear this, send me a message. Or like a wiener pic or something. It's up to you. I hear. Okay, you hear. Well, I don't hear you. I mean, you're talking, but it ain't coming through. This could be a problem, Landy Boy. No,
It
there's.
it is a
Oh,
problem.
hello, Landy.
I'm back.
You are in fact back.
You don't know what happened there. Yeah, my go-to for when I'm running top glow and it breaks down, just like, yeah, y'all, this game is probably older than I am. Just work with me for a moment. I'm sorry. This game is definitely older than me. Uh, I've been known to say like, yeah, I don't know. It's been giving us a lot of trouble as long as I've been here.
Yeah, I just say we've been telling maintenance to fix it. They ain't fixing it.
Like they'll come down, they'll look at it, just crawl under the counter, act like they're doing something, come back out. They're like, okay,
Yeah, I swear I've heard them go. Oh, I think I know what's wrong with it so many times, and then they'd never fix it.
yeah, they're just. I don't. I think maintenance is just tired of it at this point because they have to constantly come down and fix stuff.
I think maintenance just wants to push puddles around and sweep leaves off the ground.
Yeah,
I mean, can't blame them.
I,
That's a pretty easy job.
man, I would have hated to be in maintenance after the flood back in the summer. That
Yeah, the
single
water
flood, I
main
should say.
breaks and the flood.
Man, I was there. Me and remember Ryu J1.
Yeah, I think who
Yeah,
was it? Ricky was there too.
yeah. So I was there the day it flooded. My ship was at the end at like 5:30 or 6:30. I think that day, one of those. So I was able to get out before it got really really bad.
Yeah,
But I was still there when it started getting bad. And when it was like completely covering the drain. It was like at ankle height in the area around Country Fair. So it already started leaking to the floor. So me and Reed just climbed up on the back counter of Toss Across. We're watching the Olympics. We're watching American versus Serbian basketball because like there's nothing else to do.
I do remember that. Me and Jalen were doing inventory, and we ran across the sea and hopped up on the counter. Realized you guys were laying on the counter because there was about 3 inches of water inside the games, and
Mhm.
yeah, you guys were in there watching basketball.
And wasn't that today that like 5 or 6 of us played Jenga for like an hour?
Yeah, I think we did. We were waiting for him to send us home.
Yeah, that was a good day.
It was a really good day.
Just any day where you don't have to do anything.
I don't know. Today was pretty boring. I mean, there's literally nobody in the park. There's all the thing is, it was like just old people there, so there's
Yeah.
nothing going on. Well, and Cancer Girl, but I don't know. She
Oh,
likes talking to me. I don't really like talking to
Thomas.
her. There's nothing wrong with her. It's just I don't know, she's kind of ugly. That's
Thomas.
the, I no. Honestly, she's not even ugly. If her face wasn't so fat, like she wouldn't look bad at all.
I humbly ask you to mute that part, Thomas.
No, I take back saying she's ugly because I don't think she's ugly, but she does have a really fat head that like really takes away from looks. Like if her head wasn't fat, she'd be like 8 out of 10.
Thomas.
Just
I
just being honest, you know. I don't take
I
back
just
what I
I
said.
want to make it known I do not condone this sort of speech. I just for
No,
anybody who may be
no one's
listening,
ever gonna hear this.
for any future employers, that was not me saying that.
For any future employers, if you don't want to hire me because I'm exercising my First Amendment right, fuck you. I don't want to work for you, bitch ass.
I support the Constitution as well, but go
Well,
America.
apparently not, you commie prick.
There's uh,
Yeah, say
I
whatever
am
you
not a
want.
communist.
Just I know, but you can say whatever you want. No one cares. No one's allowed to care. That's why we got rights, freedoms.
You know what really grinds my gears, Thomas?
I can't say that word on here, Landon.
You know what really grinds my gears?
No. Yeah.
Customers
Okay.
of any kind. Like I get it. We have a job to do,
Mhm.
but a lot of these customers are,
Stupid.
simply put, not that bright. The
Retarded.
simplest terms, they are pretty dumb.
Idiots.
I, you could
You
say that.
know.
You could say that.
It's not cheap getting into Dollywood. It's
And
not
you got to
cheap to
pay
play the
for,
games either.
you got to
How do
pay
people
for
this stupid have that
parking.
much money?
You got to pay for parking. You got to pay for your tickets. You got to pay for food.
Yeah.
If you want to get any merchandise, and then you're walking down. It's like, oh, screw it. Let's spend another $120 on tickets to play games to win potentially win prizes that are worth like I don't
A
know.
dollar.
I was gonna say like a half of a percent worth what we just paid. Yay!
Dude, I swear to God, there's like a tornado going on right now because my house is like shaking. It's crazy. Is it really windy where
The
you are too?
it was like a couple hours ago. It's not as bad anymore. I don't
Man,
think
it's bad over here. Holy shit.
it must be like working its way across the area then.
Oh my God. I just saw an amazing meme. It's an angry bird, and it says you either jazz goose or neat biggers.
No,
I do
I
both.
saw another one. I saw another one earlier that I can't repeat, but it's talking about
You're either what is it, a nay gigger or I can't say the other one.
a new something.
Oh, a new jigger or
Yeah, I can't repeat it.
I had to think about that one for a second.
Can't repeat it. It's awful. It's awful.
That
Tommy, I gotta
I mean,
take. I
if
gotta.
it wasn't for the fact that this was going on YouTube, I would say the N word hard R right now. I love saying it. It's one of my favorite words. So what did you need? All right. I don't know if you lost Landy Boy again or if you're just gonna go and do something. I think he's
I'm
probably
I'm on mute. I'm on mute,
okay. Okay,
Thomas.
for sure, I got you. Well, while Landon's on mute, we're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about man, so many things we could talk about. Oh, we mentioned on the first podcast that I had a black friend that was running from the cops and crashed his car, and I mentioned that he was my one black friend. I forgot that I actually have two black friends, but this one doesn't break the law, so I don't really consider him to be black. He's like just a homie. But he is black as shit. And he's a producer, and he just had a kid, which is pretty crazy. And he's a really good producer, and the thing is, I really like writing raps. I don't think I'm that good at it, but I really like doing it. It's something I don't know, I'm just kind of passionate about. This guy lives in Mississippi though, which is far as hell, and it's like not just Mississippi. He lives in like the
Back.
southwest corner of Mississippi, so I'd have to drive like 8 hours to go see this motherfucker. But I really want to just have like a professionally produced album or something. Like I want to start making music so bad.
Freestyle for us, Tommy.
Man, that could go wrong in a lot of ways. I could start saying
If
something
if I
about doing professional target practice and
if I
putting my finger on the trigger and then accidentally rhyme it with something that starts with
yeah,
an N and ends with
bigger.
neighbor.
If I can get like if I just gave you like off the top of my head a word, would you freestyle like a verse or two?
No, I mean I could try, but that's terrible. It's
Dr.
not.
Pepper, give me a Dr. Pepper freestyle. That's
God,
my drink right now.
I don't freestyle or do things about things. I just start writing and just think of things that make sense. But fuck, if I have to try, all right.
I mean, I'm
Wait,
not
hold
I'm
on.
not
Tell me real.
forcing nobody's
I want to do it real quick. Tell me how many flavors are in a Dr Pepper.
23.
All right, Dr Pepper,
20,
23 flavors, 23 bitches. Let's get them all together. Then get 23 dudes and 47 transvestites. Let's have an orgy. I don't know. No, I'm gonna stop it there.
I need to pull up on Google. Don, I've tried writing songs before. They all actually ended up awful. I don't know if I actually want to share any, but during my depressed high school phase, where not even depressed, like I was just sad for like a month because some girl led me on for a while. I tried writing a song about it, and my like looking back at it, my I was showing it to all my friends, and I regret that now because it's actually awful. It's a whole song about, oh, woe is me. I thought we were something. Oh, you led me on. Oh, this is so bad. Um, this is now. I'm looking at the lyrics right now. This could never see the light of day. It's not like a rap or anything. It's like I just I'm. This is awful. A crime against humanity. You there, Thomas?
Yeah, yeah. I'm reading through some of my writtens and I'm like, man, I think these are good, but I don't just want to
I
spit
actually have
this
a
without a beat.
I actually have a whole like album written on of like 10 or 11 songs.
You know what? I really, really wish my old two phones were working. I still have them, but on one of them the battery's completely dead, and they both have broken screens that like you can't use at all. If I get
Mhm.
those fixed, there's 200 or 300 songs on each of them, and thousands of individual bars I wrote down in between 2021 and 2022 when I was on like a year and a half long psychedelic binger, and I was writing music for like hours a day. I need to get those phones fixed. I have some godly stuff on there.
Back in like 2020, me and my friends joked about starting a band, and I tried writing material for that, and I soon realized like I'm not good. I'm just going to commit to finishing this album that I set out to do. So I have a whole album's worth of lyrics, but no music actually produced.
Well, that's
A
not.
lot of these songs about things that I know nothing about, like depression or you know more songs that depression. A lot of like depression sounded songs.
Okay, I have two really interesting notes I just read. Just while scrolling through my notes trying to find some writtens, I found one. It says, I had a dream I woke up naked with my dick in my hand and I was just stroking it on soft. Then I actually woke up and I was naked, but my dick wasn't in my hand. I have no idea why I wrote that. And then I have one that that it's reminding me of a story I wanted to tell. I had this idea of becoming a storytime YouTuber at one time, and I wrote down a bunch of stuff. This is one of those stories. I guess I'll tell it here.
Yay.
There's a muscle relaxer called cyclobenzaprine, and my friend, I don't know how he got a hold of it, but he got a hold of like 100 of them, and he just had a bottle of them sitting on his desk. And I come over to his house one time. Well, and like I was friends with him, and my mom was friends with his parents, and so like, we usually drove over there together. And I go into his room, and he's like, "You want a muscle relaxer?" And I'm like, not right now. Not until I know if I'm spending the night or not." And like later that night, we're like downstairs. I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, "Can I spend the night here?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. That's cool." So we run back up to his room, and he gives me 15 milligrams of these. Which I think it was like three of them. I think they were pretty weak ones. He's like, "You'll be good. You'll be good." I take these all the time. He like takes like five of them. I'm like, "Okay,
Mhm.
whatever." I take them, and it had to be 10 minutes later, right? My mom comes up to his room and is like, "I changed my mind. I'm really drunk. You need to drive me home."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Fuck. Okay, at least they haven't kicked in yet." And then, my friend's like, "Hey, can I just spend the night at your house?" She's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Come on." By the time he lived on like the far side of his town. We had to like get through his town and then take like a short like country drive to like get back to where we live. By the time we got into his town, I could feel them kicking in and the muscles on my face turning off, and my mouth was getting all droopy, and I couldn't like hold it like when you get like your wisdom teeth out and your mouth is all numb and you can't feel where it is and you can't pronounce words correctly. Like my mouth started
Uh,
doing that. Like my face felt like it was like melting and I couldn't like put my mouth in the right orientation to say stuff. So I was trying not to talk at all on the way home, and I just kept getting more and more like fucked up. And eventually we got home, we parked it, and I stumbled into my room and I was like, "You fucking dick." And he's like, "Well, it's not my fault. You just came up there and said you had to drive us here." I'm like, "I know, but I'm fucked up right now. I didn't want to do that."
that's- I feel like you're one of the only reasons this show stays as entertaining as it is because I've not really done anything like that. I've not done anything like that. I should say I've not done anything remotely close.
I mean, you easily take up half the time here, which is important because I could not sit here and ramble for 3 hours straight.
Yeah. Like I kind of talk about the innocent, mundane stuff
Yeah, I need
like
to bring you to the dark side.
yeah,
Like I'm
like
gonna
watching
like slip
TV
you.
shows or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like slip you a weed gummy one time and just bring you to the dark side. You're gonna see what this life is all about.
Remind me to never take any gummies from Thomas
All right, it'll be a hard candy.
or any food from Thomas.
All right, I'll make it a liquid. I'll put it in your drink. You won't even know.
I'll just get one of those drink covers, all
I'll put it in your
the
straw.
that all the fat chicks get at like bars and stuff.
I'll convince you to get into some position where your eyes are closed and your mouth is open. I'll squirt it down your throat.
You ever seen that meme that goes around? That this just remind me of. It's like talking about having the confidence of a fat chick with pepper spray.
Yeah.
That's like one of the greatest sentences ever like strung together. It's like
Ah,
that's
it's almost as good as cocaine making you want to kick a fat kid into Kmart.
oh. I want to get Theo Vaughn on this first podcast. I feel like you and Theo Vaughn would make for one of the greatest conversations ever. Just like trading stories.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of stories and talking about doing drugs and whatnot, I found a note from 2022, 2 years ago, said in the 5 years I've been doing drugs, that's 7 years now. Holy fuck. I can't believe it's been that long. Said in the 5 years I've been doing drugs, I've probably taken a combined 2.5 to 3 pounds of all the substances I've ever taken. That number now is probably closer to 5, which is insane. Can't believe I've gone through that much. Can't believe my brain's gone through that much and it's still like intact. It's just, it's crazy.
I'm trying to I'm trying to look through my old notes and see if I have um anything interesting on here.
You know, people that play The Sims like scare the shit out of me. Like, I feel like you gotta be like a
Oh yeah,
really, really weird, insecure person to take pleasure in micromanaging the lives of every person in an entire city. It's
there's
actually psychopath behavior.
there's a girl I knew in elementary school who's like obsessed
Same.
with The Sims, and I'm like 80% sure she was creating like all her classmates and stuff, and like the people she didn't like me, probably getting like tortured and stuff on there. You can do some heinous things. I've never played The Sims, but I'm pretty sure you can do some heinous things to people on there.
I have The
Like
Sims 2 Pets on the PS2. It's pretty cool because at least in that game you get one character and one animal and you can play as either one, and I really liked just walking around town as a dog. I found that to be like just really cool as a kid. I do like the Sim City games though. I don't like the Sims because you're controlling the people in the city, but I like Sim City because you build the city, and I think that's cool as fuck. I've got SimCity 3000 downloaded on my PC and I play it a lot because it's cool. But people that play The Sims are fucking weird.
they are. I'm saying wow because like I'm finding stuff on here that I forgot I had. I have a whole script I wrote for wanting to start my first ever serious YouTube channel. Like I in my notes app for whatever reason wrote a whole script talking about music. We're not gonna get into that because it's like pages long probably. I hope I was helping my friend with a diss track. I got bars from that.
Dude, I have a diss track from when I was like a sophomore in high school. Because these freshmen that I was friends with wanted to write a diss track on a special needs kid, and I wrote a part for it. We never ended up making it, but man, I really wish we dissed that kid. His name was Jimmy, and his hair was really long. It was like down to his waist. And I mean, mine's almost there, but the difference is I wash my hair more than once a year, and I don't think he did. So his hair was like very like thin and fringy and like dirty. and it just looked weird. And he always wore a Misfits shirt, like the black one with the white like bean shaped face on it. Like he'd wear that
Right.
shirt every single day. Like it wasn't that this kid was poor or anything. It was just that like he was some kind of retarded, and his parents apparently didn't care about him. And, when you're in high school, everything's very like materialistic and appearance based, and so if you're like the sneaky kid that wears the same shirt every day, like you're just a fucking weirdo. We thought it'd be funny to diss him.
Oh man. I'm trying to find something interesting on my notes app. I don't really have anything good saved.
Oh, I've got a good one. It says my dad really saw the writing on the wall for me leaving him one day, and that's why he had another kid.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't talked to my dad in like 10 years. I probably and like right before I like completely just abandoned him and stopped talking to him altogether, he had another kid. So I feel like he just knew I was gonna be out the door soon and just replaced me.
I've got some old senior quote ideas that I never use.
Bro, I just found a oh my god. I was talking about okay, we were talking about rapping earlier and making music. I just found a written I had that also I called Dig Bar Flow because man, we were talking about Dig Bar earlier too. This is some good shit. I almost want to read this on the podcast, but it's so gay. I don't know what people think about me.
Uh, okay, so I remember I was at my Dollywood orientation, right? You know, they did you have to go up to the office complex and go through your whole training, or they just like bring you on immediately?
Man, I kind of want to
You
rap
know,
this one out. I keep reading.
Tom Thomas
Oh, I even got a Holocaust bar in here, dude. Dude,
Thomas,
this covers too many points of this podcast. Yeah, what's up?
did you hear what I was asking you?
No, I was so invested
Uh,
in this song and just thinking about rapping it on the podcast.
Um, so did you have to go through your orientation when you first got hired? Like, you know, where they take you to
Yeah,
the office complex up above
yeah,
HR?
where Jared walks you through a weird, sketchy maze of weird products, and then you come into a creepy, dingy office, and he makes you watch videos on the different types of ladders and fire extinguishers, and tells you to leave.
I had like a whole like process where like I had to go, you know, like where wardrobe is, the office next to that.
Oh, you're talking about the pre-hire classes.
Yeah, pre-hire like like when
Yeah,
like technically your first day. So yeah,
yeah,
during
those are
that,
cool.
I kept a whole list of every song that played. You know, all five of them that played at from the time I got there to the time they started, and it was like just, I don't know what kind of radio station they're setting it to, but they played All Star, Take on Me, Best Day of My Life, Drops of Jupiter by Train, and then some like religious song played for like a minute or two before it cut off for the thing starting, and they just kind of like turned the music off.
Drops of Jupiter. Holy shit!
Tell me,
I need to go put that on my nostalgia playlist.
it's a banger, bro.
I completely forgot about that song, man. Holy shit!
I have a top 30 ranking of the hottest women in WWE apparently, and I really thought this out because there's like yeah I rank it as 30.
Yeah, let's hear him.
You don't know who any of these people are.
No, but it's fine for the people that do.
do you wanna like just me go over like some of the highlights or
Just whatever you feel like.
okay, so I want you to open up a Google tab. You're gonna look through these with me, all right?
Okay.
So the number one ranked I have is Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
I had her ranked as number one. She is currently 30 years old.
Oh, I've seen a lot of pictures of her.
Yeah, so this was keep in mind this is done last summer, so some of these rankings may have changed from then.
Yeah, no, she's like if Margot Robbie was in the WWE and was a little fatter.
All right.
She's
Number
had some
two, I
big
had
fluctuations. There's some pictures where she's like 10 out of 10, like high school cheerleader, hot and skinny, and somewhere she's like kind of fat.
hey, nothing wrong with having like a few extra pounds on them.
I disagree. Anyways, next
All
one.
right. Maxine, that's
I know how to spell it.
Maxine.
I know how to spell Maxine. Is it Maxine
Sometimes it's only
Dupree?
one X. Yeah, Maxine Dupree.
Hell yeah. Smash.
She may not be the best in ring, but she is actually quite fine. So,
No, you can tell she
number
works out too, because when she flexes, you can like see the
yeah,
muscles. Like, yeah, she's pretty good. I fuck
yeah.
with that.
Uh, ranked third. This is again over a year ago, but Tiffany Stratton, Stratton.
Stratton. Oh.
Yeah, yo, I'm putting you on, Thomas.
Oh. Does she take testosterone?
I don't know. She's 25 though, so she's
She's got some
quite
big ass
close.
muscles and a wide ass head. Like, I feel like she's got to be on some male hormones, and it ain't doing her good.
Hey, but she's 25, so she's close enough to your age.
Dude, oh, 5'7", 143. Yeah, that's a heavy bitch.
Okay, then we got Zelina, like Selena, but with
Yeah.
a Z. Vega, Vega.
Oh.
I hope you're into them Latinas.
Oh. I'm not really into
You
Latinas, but that's a
you
fine
like
one right
Latinas?
there. Bro, she's got a six pack. I mean, that's hot.
Yeah, she's
Those are girls
five five
who
one
cares.
five
She
one
puts
ninety
in
nine pounds.
work.
You heard that, Thomas?
Yeah, that's
5'1" 99.
oh gosh. I like to see her
For
like
for reference,
1'5", but yeah.
I'm 5'11", 165.
Yeah.
We'll skip down a few. We're just kind of like going through the highlights here. Number seven is Gigi. So it's Gigi
Yeah.
Dolan, Dolin.
Dolan.
Just kind of
Oh, she's alright. I
yeah,
mean,
just just keep scrolling down. You'll see
I don't know,
eventually some
she looks like she
just trust.
I almost like feel intimidated looking at these pictures of her. She kind of looks like a bitch. So I'm
Anyway,
just gonna
number
say it.
nine we had
Hold on,
and
whoa,
number
whoa,
nine.
whoa. 5'6", 150. Oh, fat ass bitch.
She's so fine.
No, that's
Number
no, she looks
nine.
like normal weight.
Number nine is Cora Jade.
Cora Jade. Okay,
And
I like that.
before you ask, 5'6",
I
one
already
thirty
got it.
nine,
139. Yeah, born in
at
Chicago.
23 years old. 23 years old.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. I'm into that.
Number 10 is Roxanne Perez.
Sam Perret. Some
Five
women
one.
have this weird double chin thing, where it's not like they have an actual double chin, but like they almost have like a dimple on like the side of their mouth that makes
Right.
the rest of their cheek look like an extra chin, and I don't like how that looks. And that really bothers me about her. She has a fake double chin, and it's just because I look at her, I'm like she's not fat, but she has a fat looking face because of that,
Yeah.
and she's really puffy cheeks, which just doesn't help.
Let me see. Is there any good pictures of?
Oh, there's some real good. I see one right here. She's in a black crop
Mm,
top, blue jeans
I'm,
next to
I'm
a man
talking.
with a silver belt on her
Okay.
shoulder. She's the 10 out of 10 in that picture.
Number 15 is giving it a little bit more. We have Dakota Kai. She's from New Zealand.
Okay.
5'6", 121.
Oh,
Before you ask, did I
I
just do something to you, Thomas?
I think she could use like she could be like 130, and I think she'd look even better. That's a good one.
She's
That's like a 9 out of 10 right
yeah.
there.
She did you know she's 36 by the way, and she still looks like
That's crazy. Dude, 9 out of 10 at 36. Hell yeah.
yeah, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Number 17 is Katana Chance. I'm sure she goes by a different name now, but
She goes
because
by Casey
they
Catanzaro.
well, that's her legal name. She was on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, she's alright.
Yeah, I
She
mean,
looks like she got some good energy about her. She looks like a nice person. Just
yeah. Looking back, I'd probably change some of these. There's Tegan Knox, spelled Nox.
Tegan Knox.
Looking back, I'd probably
Uh,
change this ranking a little bit.
she's a little too muscular. Like again, she's got like a low key dude build. I'm not into that.
Okay.
Also, she doesn't
Um.
list her weight online, which means she's definitely insecure about it.
All right. Indy Hartwell. It's Indi. An Australian, and
Oh,
she is no longer with the company, if I remember correctly.
she. How tall is
Five
she?
nine.
Oh, that's too tall. I can't do that. That's like
Thomas, you're like
superhuman.
six. You're like 6'2".
That's like superhuman heights for women. It's just too tall. I need like 5'6", like 5 or 5'4". You know, like something in that range.
Okay.
I like to be like almost a
Alba.
foot taller.
We got Alba Fire. Fy. Yeah, Fyre. Alba Fire.
Yo, 5'8", 112 is insane. It's way too late. But she doesn't look too late. Like actually, she not. I don't know. Oh, she's got a big
Um,
ass nose though. Like she looks like she's been punched straight in the nose a lot, and that scares me. I feel like she's a
I'm,
fighter.
I'm sure she has. We got Scarlet Bordeaux. Have fun trying to spell that.
I don't know how to spell Bordeaux.
I feel like I'm about to change your life. Yeah, I'm skipping around some of these, but
Scarlet Bordeaux. Uh,
Bordeux.
I think I think she looks good in some older pictures. I think she's aged quite as well as she hoped to.
Okay. Oh, I can't believe I
I
forgot
think the
this.
makeup does a
Number
lot for
number 5, Samantha Irvin. Okay, this chick was just an announcer, but still,
her. Irvin.
yeah, Irvin, like
Oh,
Irving with no G.
yeah. Uh, I don't
Telling
like
you,
that
telling you, I
skin
got.
color, but that's a nice looking woman.
I did like that's not even getting into all 30. There's some of these that are, you know, I might change around modern, but that's yeah. Did I any of those tickle your fancy, Thomas?
Man, whoever that one that I said was a 9 out of 10, I'm gonna have to go back and try to find her.
Is it
I think
in the
it might have been Dakota Kai.
Dakota? Yeah, the 36-year-old one,
Let me just make sure.
the New Zealand one, the one with pink hair.
No, no, no. It was Cora Jade.
Cora Jade, bro. Cora Jade is fine,
Cora Jade could change my life. I mean, no,
bro.
well, yeah, so could who was the other one?
Listen,
Dakota Kai.
listen,
They're
Cora,
both good.
Cora Jade could run me over, and I would apologize for being in her, way. All right,
Dude,
I'm just saying,
Dakota Kai could. I mean, that first picture with the pink and
bro.
blonde and brown hair. I know you see that
Yeah,
picture. That Dakota
or
Kai could stomp on my balls in some Doc Martens, and I'd apologize for being under them.
Dakota Kai could ruin my life. All right.
D- Dakota Kai could fuck. What's the word? Really? Dakota Kai could castrate me, and I'd apologize for being in front of her clippers.
Gosh, darn it.
Dakota Kai could lock me in a chastity belt, and I'd thank her. Dakota Kai could work at a fast food joint, spit on my burger, hand it to me, and I'd thank her for it.
Oh.
Dakota Kai could piss in my lemonade and it would taste better.
I mean, like, I've changed your life, then, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
So, let me. You into Japanese women?
I'm into the female body. It doesn't really care. I don't really care which form it comes in as long as it's not black.
Kairi Sane, Kairi, same.
K A. Oh, okay. Same. Oh, that. She looks too much like an anime character. I can't do it.
I feel like that's like part of her character. Like you find one of her like out of character.
I don't like the weeaboo Asians.
If you can find one of her like out of character though, she is like looks not like an anime character. You into emo chicks,
Oh,
Thomas.
oh yeah. Oh
I
man.
thought,
Do you want to know what got me into emo
uh,
chicks?
who's that?
I figured this out like a couple months ago. I was just in deep thought about some shit. I had a crush on this girl in second grade. Her name was Taylor. Okay,
Shout
blonde
out
hair,
Taylor, I
blue
guess.
eyes, just like me. She had this short, poofy little hair. It was like I don't know, maybe like chin level. It was she was really cute. I mean, even like second grade, I was like, man, this girl's just so pretty, right? But I was like way too scared to ever like shoot my shot, being like a second grader. I mean, what the fuck do you say? So I never did shoot my shot. But that whole year I had a crush on her. I come in third grade, first day. She's in my class. I see her, and she's dressed in all black, all leather, like totally emo get up,
Mm-hmm.
and that like broke my third grade heart. I was like, oh no, like it just something about seeing her in like a totally like different look like that just ruined my thoughts about her. I was like, ah, oh, that's so terrible, man. Like that sucks. I was heartbroken. And I think maybe subconsciously I never got over that. Now whenever I see emo girls, I'd get a little turned on. So I just think about that first time I got my heart crushed.
So you're into emo girls. Are you into tattooed women?
Not overly tattooed. I don't like when they have like neck tattoos like up to
Oh,
their
okay,
chin line, or like when they have
she
like
don't have
sleeves
she
down to
doesn't.
their fingertips. But
Hey, well,
I don't
she doesn't
mind
have like
tattoos.
up to her neck or anything. So it's Rhea Ripley. This is I'm about to change your life for real. She didn't make the rankings originally, but she would
Ooh.
100% now. Now of you know,
No,
changed man in the past few years.
hold on. She's got that big head emo. That's not emo. Okay, emo and big head emo are different. They style themselves very differently. Big head emos are all about the big, ugly, pale moon face. Alright, it looks like
Pretty,
her face looks like it was made with a cement roller. Or one of those fucking asphalt crusher, like the big wheel things.
are you by
You,
chance a
you, it
fan of
look,
Motionless in White?
it looks like you could hit her in the chin with a sledgehammer and the hammer would break. I'm not into big head emos, okay?
Are you by chance into Motionless in White?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a band. I was about to say that's like who made her walkout music.
Never heard of them.
Ah, crap. How about
What?
Carmela?
Carmela what?
Just Carmela. It's that thing. It's like mononym. Just
Carmela is a
Carmela.
1942 Italian drama film directed by Flavio
No,
Cozzi.
just look up. Just look up Carmela, and it shows up
Carmela
with two
Sobrano?
L's.
Oh.
Just Carmela. Carmella. Enter.
Okay, okay, I see it. No, she looks like a porn star. She looks like oh man. I'm not up to date on my MILF porn stars. The only one I can
Okay,
remember
look
is
up.
Corey Chase, and she
Okay,
doesn't
look
look
look.
like Corey
Okay,
Chase.
look up Carmela
Brand,
2017.
is
Then see if that changes your mind.
it like Brandy Love, maybe? Is that who she reminds me of?
Carmela 2017 is all you need to know.
I mean, that's better, but I can't get 2017 her today. I don't want her today, so even if I could have 2017 her, it'd only be for a couple of years, and then it wouldn't be worth it because I'd have today her.
Ever heard of the Bellas, Bella twins, whatever you want to call them?
No, but I'll look them up. I have a
Yeah,
girlfriend
Bella
named
twins. Oh, who's that?
Dillion Harper. D I
I'm
L
scared.
L I O N Harper. I'm sure you can figure that one out.
Yeah.
Okay, the Bella twins are pretty hot. I gotta say. What do you think of Dillion, though?
She's all right.
Yeah, she's a porn star. I've seen her get fucked in the ass a
She
couple times.
head is shaped like an alien.
She's like a cute alien, though. She got a big thumpy forehead, you know. Like she could headbutt you pretty hard, but she looks pretty soft otherwise.
Yeah, both these chicks are retired now.
What a shame.
Yeah, they somehow
There's a
both
picture of them
they
both
both.
pregnant
By the
at the
way,
same time. What the
let
hell?
me tell you something. These two, uh, you know, are in the WWE's Hall of Fame. Like supposed to be like best of the best of the best of the best. They made it to the Hall of Fame before Dwayne the Rock Johnson and before Dave Batista. Neither one of those guys are in the Hall of Fame yet, but those two are.
Honestly, is The Rock that good of a wrestler?
He was. I mean, he was all right. I mean, he was. His character was like, the character of The Rock is more iconic than most of the matches he ever wrestled. But
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone knows The Rock for being Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Not for being a good wrestler.
it's like he's kind of the reason that WWE was popular in the era that kind of like launched it to be as famous as it is.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like that Dave Batista. I'm sure more people nowadays know Dave Batista for being in Marvel movies, but he started off as a wrestler.
Who's the CEO of the WWE? The guy that gets pied in the face and has all the funny Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that
Didn't his
yeah
dad own the WWE or something before that and passed it on to him? And
yeah
there's something about like
yeah
territories and broadcasting certain fights in certain areas and having
yeah.
people from
Oh,
other areas losing. Like they'd stage it so that everyone looked good in their own area and you wouldn't know that your favorite guy was
right.
losing somewhere else.
It's just like every territory had its own like promotion. It was like big there. Like only they back in that time were really allowed to run shows in that area and promote in that area. So you had like you know the Canadian territories. I need to look this up because I'm not really refresh my mind in a while.
Yeah, but then when his dad passed on to Vince, he was like, "Don't mess with the territories, brother." And then like Vince and Hulk Hogan got together and were like, "Fuck the territories, we're broadcasting everywhere." And then we
Okay,
got the
so
modern WWE.
so if I look this up, you had the Mid Atlantic, which is like, you know, probably one of the biggest ones. You had the National Wrestling Federation, which is like Buffalo and Cleveland areas. You had the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, which is what WWE was before it was WWF. And I mean, yeah, that's so WW. The Worldwide Wrestling Federation became WWF, which became WWE. So it's all the same company. That kind of like started like taking over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like uh, World Class Championship Wrestling, which was like Dallas area, Houston Wrestling, which was obviously in Houston, Tri State, which is like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. You have like just all these like different territories and stuff, and we were promoting shows in those areas. And then eventually, Vince McMahon comes in, he's like, "Screw all that! I'm going to become like a billionaire by promoting wrestling. I'm just going to start like taking over all these areas," and eventually, territories didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy period for wrestling, but I feel like we got the best ending out of it.
Yeah, because now we get to start our own and hopefully go international with it.
Oh, I have another girl for you to look up. This is my definition of a 10 on 10.
All right, who is it?
Grace Karras, but Karras is spelled Charis.
Okay, what's the first name?
Grace.
Okay. All right, she's I golfer.
Yeah, pro golfer.
Okay,
I I don't know. That's my idea of like a 10 out of 10 right there.
next 10 I can see that.
I know you see that Instagram picture in the green bikini. Just,
Uh,
just look at that,
let
man.
me
Just look at that one. Or like the
grab
one in the
picture of
yellow
her
bikini
bikini.
where she's a little sunburnt. I mean, come on, man.
I gotta let me pull up the Instagram.
I know it's on images. It's like the fourth picture.
I don't see any bikinis, Thomas.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I see
Oh,
the
there's
I
one
see
of
the
her in a
yellow one
different
now.
bikini. Oh my
Yellow with
god.
the orange trim.
Yeah, yeah, a little sunburnt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
10 out of 10.
I mean, I gotta keep looking back at my notes now. I forgot about that.
God, I'm just putting my eyeballs on beautiful women. Ain't nothing better in the world
Um,
than beautiful women, am I right?
I'd argue that there's one thing above it, and that's gambling.
Hot dudes? Oh,
Gambling, brother.
okay.
I I love gambling.
Alright, Landon. I want to
Mhm.
make this bet official on the podcast. Whenever it's legal for you to do so, we need to go to a casino. And with you by my side, I'm gonna put $25 on roulette.
Okay.
That's the one with the spinning wheel, right?
Yeah.
If I win, I'm leaving the casino with $50 and I'm never coming back. If I lose, I'm leaving the casino $25 broker and I'm never coming back. And it's totally up to you whether I win or lose.
You gonna let me pick the color or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you pick the color. No matter what, I'm never gambling again.
You can gamble. Though, right? You can go to casinos at 18. I'm pretty sure.
It depends on the state.
I'm not something in Kentucky.
You sound like you're underwater right now.
Where my AirPods die.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm not quite sure what you said.
I'm pretty sure it just died on me because I heard the sound.
Okay, yeah, they might have.
I'm going to try to plug my headset back into the computer, then see if that works.
I mean, we're almost at 3 hours. It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. If we're having technical difficulties, we can just call it now.
Finish out strong.
I didn't hear anything you said except strong. Yeah, I can't hear anything you're saying. If you want to try and connect to the PC, that's fine. But you know what? You just want to message me on Discord. You want to do the outro? Do you want to type it to me? I forget what it is. I know it's something tip your waiter and something. Oh boy. This is gonna be my first time doing the outro. Probably first and only time. This is normally Landon's thing. Oh wait, am I getting a custom one? Do you already have like the full outro written out, or do I gotta come up with the funny bit? Damn it, I have to make the funny bit. Okay, okay, here we go. Here we go. Man, this is maybe the most important task I've ever had in my life. Oh, but you're typing something. I'm gonna see what you type out first in case it's funny. No, I thought of one. I just thought of one that's so good. I mean, if you want to use that, if you want to use that one in the future, totally go ahead. I love the reference, but I got a way funnier one. Okay, okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up the episode here. So remember, use your signal, tip your waiter, and try not to get diddled by Diddy. Good night, guys.